need to be using it because people's lives is really ending over a dice game. Like it's not right to like the families, the people. Like everybody has a life to live. So why just end it with a gun in just like a matter of seconds? It's sad.
It's very sad.
I don't even think, honestly, it's not even just rappers. That's the problem too. It's like everyone's just too quick to just pull out a gun over something. Like it's like you push me, I'm gonna get my gun. Like that's not like that shouldn't be your first resort. Like, granted, like all right, like you said, self-defense. I feel like people take the self-defense too. Like they're like, oh, he pushed me, self-defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's not like.
They ain't no.
I mean, someone push you like y'all want to fight it out. Yeah, y'all can look at it. Y'all little boxing in, like a little squabbling, a little fight. But like, it's never like too big of a deal where it's like, oh, I'm gonna end his life for this one thing. And then you go think about like,
I got a family, bro.
Like I end his own life. Because of a dice game? Oh, because he pushed me? Okay, stepped in my shoe. Like, it's not, it shouldn't be that big of a deal.
I feel like it's childish.
It's very childish, man.
Did y'all hear about Designer? Y'all saw the video?
Yeah. And people were making fun of him for crying over his mans,
and
bro.
I'm like, you can't just get mad at somebody from, like, that's their brother. Like, they're going to be upset. So I'm telling you, social media, like, it's toxic.
Yeah.
It's toxic. And I really feel bad for him because he's probably getting mad backlash when he's really just trying to mourn and like figure his life out right now because that was when I tell you I woke up and I saw the news and I was mad confused because that came out of nowhere. I was like, damn.
I was in class. I was sitting in class when that happened. I was sitting in class. I looked like a literally person in front of me was on Twitter on the computer, and I seen a picture and I was like, oh, what's that? Like I'm like, like I you know, because I'm not even gonna bring up the video, but they had that whole video on Twitter. They should have had it on Twitter, to be honest. But he's seen it, and I'm like, bro, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Then the person next to me on Instagram talking about taking like the death off, and I'm like, bro, what? Like, I'm in class. I'm like, what's going on?
But with that being said, do you think violence in the rap community will tone down? Because over a dice game, altercations is very crazy.
Honestly, I feel like the violence in the rap game is just all a part of basically like toxic masculinity as well. Like just having that image that you want to just be tough. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, I don't think it will ever tone down because it's just like that's what they know, that's where they from. But you know, again, rest in power to a legend. And now on this week's upcoming events, I don't know if you want to tell them about it, Cash.
Well, everyone, so me and Just had the chance to attend the Oz Media Summit, and it had some great panelists and talked about underrepresentation in sports media. Guys, what do you think about it?
Honestly, I honestly didn't see the panel. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go, but just like knowing like about sports media and stuff, I see some pictures and stuff. I was like, yo, like. It was crazy. It was good to see like people involved, especially in like this school. It's like good to see like the involvement. So I was like, all right, I supported it for real.
All right. Well, look, you know, I love the media summit, and they did talk about some very good points. And shout out my boy Ade Ellis. So, but now that I've covered that, I want y'all to make sure to pop out to Skate for Victim, run by my org 2.5 and SAPB. And you know, I hope y'all guys are looking forward to it. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I hope you had fun watching, but make sure you tune in every other Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. on WTOP10.com or WTOP10 on YouTube or Twitch.
Also, make sure you guys follow our Instagram.
Welcome to WTOP 10. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Aurora Fitzgerald. So currently I'm outside right now. It's not as cold as previous times I have been here. Pretty cloudy. I don't see any stars currently. And I do have some exciting news coming up. I'll have your full forecast very soon. WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Tonight, a SUNY Oswego presidential candidate's legitimacy is in question. We have the latest.
Plus, an a cappella group is expected to perform for the first time. When you can catch their performance.
And if you're interested in going out this weekend, SUNY Oswego has a show for you to see.
All that and more is ahead. This is WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Good evening, I'm Seth Appleby.
And I'm Kaylee Richmond. Thank you for joining us.
As we come on the air tonight, we are learning the eligibility for presidency of SUNY Oswego's officer in charge, Dr. Mary Toll. is being questioned. First reported by the college's student-run newspaper, the Oswegonian, many faculty members are speaking out and questioning whether Toll should have been able to apply for the role of president. Toll is one of 5 finalists for the role, and the issue in question is whether or not Toll can run under the title Officer in Charge.
According to the reporting by the Oswegonian, Mary Toll originally stated that as officer in charge, she would not be eligible to run for president, although there is no documentation that confirms this rule exists. According to SUNY guidelines for conducting a presidential search, if Toll held the title of interim president, she would need written permission from the SUNY Oswego the SUNY chancellor to participate as a presidential candidate. In a statement to the Oswegonian, SUNY Oswego political science professor Lisa Glidden said, quote, "The whole point of going with an officer in charge and not with an interim president was so the officer in charge could just focus on running the institution, and they were not going to be a candidate."
Toll is running for president in the second round of the SUNY Oswego presidential search. Toll did not run during the first round, which concluded in August, and her title of officer in charge has not changed since then. Toll first came to SUNY Oswego in 2014 to create a new communication studies graduate program and was named a faculty fellow in 2017. She was named officer in charge starting January 1st, 2022, following former President Deborah Stanley's departure. We will continue to update you on this story as we learn more information. Native American school mascots have been banned by the Board of Regents. Over 100 schools will have to change their school mascot or team name. The name change can be a possible financial issue, with schools needing to change their school attire, gymnasium floors, and more. At a press conference on Wednesday, New York State Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins says that there has not been a discussion about including the changes in this year's budget. We've reached out to the Director of Native American Studies here at SUNY Oswego for a statement. He was not available for a comment.
The best tasting drinking water in a New York State contest involves a panel of judges who blind taste tested and graded each competing utility water's submission based on taste, odor, color, clarity, mouthfeel, and aftertaste. This year, judges voted Onondaga County Water Authority. They won first place for its Lake Ontario water. The winner will advance to the American Waterworks Association national competition in June.
The April 1st deadline for the New York State budget has come and gone for 3 weeks now. Leaders are still debating and don't seem close to be coming to a resolution. This is the most delayed budget proposal in history and is currently facing challenges stemming from Governor Hochul's criminal justice and housing policy proposals. Hochul is currently pushing to change the state's bail laws and hopes to give judges more authority.
New York State police patrols will be stepped up for tonight for the commonly known celebration 420. While marijuana is legal in New York State, Governor Hochul is reminding New Yorkers that driving after smoking pot is dangerous and illegal. According to the Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, between 2009 and 2018, the presence of cannabis nearly doubled in drivers killed in crashes.
Now let's take a look at what's happening this weekend in What's Up Oswego. Oswego Performing Arts students are taking to the stage this week to show off what they've been working on this spring semester. Riley Jones has the story.
For students looking to get out of their dorms or for any community members interested in the arts, throughout this week, SUNY Oswego will be putting on productions of the famous Romeo and Juliet. Oswego Performing Arts students have been working on the show for the entire spring semester, and many feel that the show is going to be one to remember.
I think it's honestly one of my favorite experiences. It's such a old, unique show, and it's still so timeless that it really just holds a certain place in your heart that you're going to love it.
The show is being directed by Oswego's own Stephen Mazzacone, who was also responsible for a lot of the editing that took place on the school's production of the famous play. Mazzacone was able to take a typically 3-hour-long performance and shorten it down to just 90 minutes, as well as make it more understandable.
You have all of the, pivotal scenes that you'll think about, and we have plenty of stage combat and violence to indicate the world of the play. But what I feel like I was mostly removing was, connotations in the language that I felt would fly over a lot of the audience's head. And
The remaining shows will take place on both Saturday and Sunday at 7:30 p.m., as well as a Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. All of the shows will be taking place in Tyler Hall's Waterman Theater. Tickets are free to all SUNY Oswego students and $10 for everyone else. You can get your tickets today at the Oswego box office or the Oswego box office website. Reporting for WTOP 10, I'm Riley Jones.
SUNY Oswego's a cappella group is excited to perform for the first time tomorrow. There will be songs that pertain to and revolving and overcoming domestic violence. Donations collected will go to the Oswegonians Women's and Children's Shelter. You can join them downtown at the River's End Bookstore for live entertainment and refreshments, as well as a Q&A session. The event will be happening from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Honor Society Psi Chi is hosting an Earth Day community event this Saturday, April 22nd at the Rice Creek Field Station from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. The work will involve bare rooting trees for the station's spring giveaway. The event will also include rinsing soil off of tree roots. Come prepared with shoes, clothes, and gloves that can get dirty.
Now let's take a quick look at the weather. I heard there's a lot of meteor shower sightings all around the world tonight.
Storm Team 10 meteorologist Aurora Fitzgerald is outside with more.
Yep, that's
Aurora,
right.
What is weather?
You can definitely hear, pardon me, you can definitely see a lot of meteor showers. This is the Lyran meteor shower. This has been observed for over 2,600 years at the same time every year at around April. Now, you can see these meteors anywhere in the world. So, when it's a clear night, probably tomorrow, go take a look outside and see those lovely meteors. Back to you guys.
Biden may be announcing his bid for the 2024 presidential election. What to expect?
And an update in the Alec Baldwin involuntary manslaughter case. These stories and more after the break.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close-up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
So, taking a look at our current conditions, it is currently 55 degrees. It's kind of dry outside, 45% for the humidity. There's slight winds northeast at 8 miles per hour. So, taking a look at our day planner, as you're heading out, it's going to be 53 degrees, mostly sunny. As you can see, mostly sunny is going to continue throughout the day. So, taking a look at noon, 68 degrees. The temperatures are going to increase throughout the day. It's going to get 77 degrees. It's going to be beautiful. So, since it is spring, I don't know about you guys, but my allergies can be killing me. So, taking a look at our pollen forecast, tree pollen is very high, The rest of the pollen, not so much, but take your allergy medications and please be careful. So, taking a look at our surface analysis map, high pressures out towards the water and down south. So the other fronts that you see over here, that's going to bring the rain later this week. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, as I said, tomorrow's going to be beautiful. I hope you guys enjoy that. But then later throughout the weekend and going into next week, you do see those chances of thunderstorms. It's still going to be rainy. And unfortunately, temperatures are going to drop, but don't worry, they're going to steadily climb up. And going into next week, beautiful, sunny, even though it's a little chilly, we still love that sun. That's my forecast for now. Seth, Kaylee, back to you.
Thank you, Aurora. New Mexico prosecutors are dropping the involuntary manslaughter charges that were filed against Alec Baldwin for the 2021 shooting death of a cinematographer killed on set. Sources close to the investigation say that there's evidence that the gun used in the shooting had been modified, which could have caused it to fire unexpectedly. A status hearing in the case is set for Friday afternoon, where prosecutors may reveal more information.
A federal judge is calling former President Donald Trump's request for special jury instruction premature. Earlier in the week, one of Trump's lawyers sent a letter to the judge asking for special jury instruction. The letter states that the former president might take the witness stand, but it would be too difficult for him to attend the entire trial for logistical reasons tied to his former office. It also asked the judge to read a statement explaining Trump's absence.
President Biden may be announcing his re-election bid as soon as next week. Sources say the president's small circle of close-knit advisors and allies are preparing for a video announcement that would coincide with the anniversary of his 2019 campaign announcement on April 25th. Biden has reportedly signed off on a plan to formalize his intentions to run as soon as Tuesday.
Biden is also announcing an investment the United States will make to the Global Amazon Fund. At a meeting at the White House with Colombia's president, Biden says the U.S. will be sending $500 million to protect the Amazon rainforest from climate change.
Climate change, and I've been working for a long time. We're going to make a $500 million commitment to deal with preserving the Amazon.
Will make the United States one of the world's largest donors to the fund.
A suspect is in custody after a 6-year-old and her father were shot while playing in the front yard of their home. Robert Louis Singletary turned himself in Tampa after a manhunt began Tuesday night. Singletary faces charges of attempted first-degree murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and 1 count of possession of a firearm. Still to come, the CDC is releasing new COVID booster recommendations. What that can mean for you.
And a popular fast food chain is releasing its own dipping sauce. Find out more after the break.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Matt, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up of that one.
Matthew,
Look at that.
can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back to Major Discussions. Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. It's time for your Consumer Report. McDonald's is now offering its signature Big Mac sauce in a dippable container. This move is a reflection of the direction McDonald's has been heading for the past few years, moving away from the complex menu items and focusing more on optimizing items customers already love. If you want the dippable Big Mac sauce, the only way to get it is through the McDonald's app. It is only available for a limited time. And if you've used Facebook over the past 16 years, you may qualify for a payment from a class action lawsuit. The money comes from a class action lawsuit over third parties using Facebook users' private info without their consent. Meta has denied any wrongdoing but agreed to the settlement in December to avoid the costs and risks of continuing the case. A final approval hearing is set for September. And now let's send it back to Seth for your health report.
Thanks, Kaylee. Less than 1 in 5 eligible Americans have gotten the recommended updated COVID-19 vaccine, but additional doses of the booster have been given the green light for some adults. Mandy Gaither has more in today's Health Minute.
Across the U.S., COVID-19 cases, deaths, and hospitalizations continue to trend down, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
One of the reasons why things are so much better now than where they were a year or two ago is because almost everybody now has some level of protection.
Dr. Frank Esper with Cleveland Clinic says the protection is either through a prior infection or vaccines, but early data suggests protection has started to wane from the bivalent booster, which health experts say protects against the original strain of the COVID-19 virus, Omicron, and its spin-offs. That's why the FDA has updated its guidance for the most vulnerable to the disease, allowing people 65 and older to get an additional dose of the Pfizer or Moderna bivalent vaccines now, as long as it's been 4 months since their last one. And most people with certain degrees of immunocompromise can get a second dose of a bivalent vaccine at least 2 months after the last one.
What we're trying to do with our vaccination response is to make sure that everybody's antibody levels, remain protective so that they can fight off the infection.
For immunocompromised children ages 6 months through 4 years, eligibility for an additional bivalent vaccine will depend on the vaccine previously received, so talk to a doctor. Another big change is that most unvaccinated people may now receive a single dose of a bivalent vaccine rather than multiple doses of the original single-strain vaccines. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
April 20th is nicknamed World Weed Day because it's a time when marijuana enthusiasts celebrate the drug. But as more states legalize recreational marijuana, experts are reminding users pot has downsides too. The co-author of a review of research in the journal Addiction notes weed makes it harder to concentrate, remember things, and learn. University of Montreal psychiatrist Alexandre Dumas says those issues can lead to lower educational achievement in youth, and in adults, marijuana use can cause poor work performance and dangerous driving. And a simple cup of joe can have an impact on the risk of early death for adults with diabetes. That's according to research revealed in a study published earlier this week. Researchers found certain beverages are more beneficial to diabetes patients than others. They say drinking more coffee, tea, or just plain water may lower the risk of dying prematurely from any cause for diabetic patients. However, drinking more sugar-sweetened beverages raise the risk of dying from a heart attack. And in sports, Thomas Turgeon is here with us tonight. Playoff season is here for the pros and around the corner for Laker athletics. What can we look forward to?
Well, guys, coming up, we will look at what's going on at Laker Turf. The Diamond and playoff season is in full swing down in New York. I'll give you the latest after the break.
this is your channel too. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Thomas Turgeon in for Matt Sharamita tonight with your Thursday night sports report. We start our sports report at home on the Diamond, where the Oswego State softball team was in action with a 2-game set against the Clarkson Golden Knights. The Lakers would make things close in Game 1, losing 7-5, with Madison Hoflich and Kylie Detz both recording 2 runs for the Lakers. Game 2 would be a different story, though, as Oswego would get swept by Clarkson in bitter fashion by losing Game 2 10-1 in 5 innings. Oswego will hop back into conference play this weekend with doubleheaders against Geneseo and Brockport. Taking things out west to Bengal country for women's lacrosse action as the Lakers went to battle against the Buffalo State. Oswego would steal the show, capturing the win by a score of 16-10. Sarah Feinor would try and keep the Bengals close with 4 goals of her own, but it would be Julia Quirk stealing the show with 9 shots on goal and 6 of them finding the back of the net. The Lakers will go from the west to the southeast to continue their road trip with an afternoon matchup at the Dragon's Den in Oneonta. Sticking with the sticks, the Battle of the Hudson continues tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs between the number 3 New York Rangers and the number 2 New Jersey Devils. The Rangers would take Game 1 dominantly at the Rock in Newark 5-1, with Adam Fox recording 4 assists and Chris Kreider with 2 goals, as the Blue Shirts look to make a 2-0 lead heading back to MSG. Game 2 between New York and New Jersey is set for 7:30 and can be viewed on TBS. Keeping our sports report down in New York, as the NBA playoffs are also in full tilt, and the Brooklyn Nets now on thin ice going into Game 3 against the Philadelphia 76ers down at the Barclays Center. Tonight, Philadelphia will take Game 1 in dominant fashion, almost 50% from three-point land, and would carry that momentum into Game 2, pushing the Nets back to Brooklyn on their heels by a score of 96-84. Game 3 in Brooklyn is set for tonight at 7:30 on TNT. Well, we talked about the Rangers, but the Islanders also in the mix. It's playoff time down at PNC Arena in Raleigh, as it is rocking. Matt Barzal in the lineup for the Islanders as he missed 2 months and will start early in the first period. Canes on the attack. It's Jacob Slavin ripping one past Ilya Sorokin, the redirection by Paul Stasny. Canes on the board early in a sellout in Raleigh. Midway through the second, still 1-0. Canes on the power play. Natchez to Steven Nason, but the redirection by Sebastian Aho for the Islanders, not the Carolina Hurricanes. Past Sorokin on the spinning puck. The Canes take the lead. Final seconds in the second period. Who else but Matt Barzal himself ripping it over the pad of Antti Ranta. Now back down 2-1. Move our way to the third. Islanders up 1. It's Jacob Slavin again roofing it past Ilya Sorokin to tie things up. Back at 3, beating him short side on the ricochet. We go into overtime. It would not take much. Jordan Stahl to Jesper Foss, beating Sorokin on the blocker side, keeping him out of position. It's the Hurricanes getting the job done in Game 2, sending the Islanders back to UBS Arena down 2-0, looking to get a win at home and try and not face elimination for Game 4. But that's going to do it for me on sports. WTOP 10 will be right back. A little more after this.
Jill
sure
told
you
me it was
tell him.
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like,
No.
what do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a close up with that one.
Matthew,
Broadcast news.
look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. April 22nd marks the Office of Sustainability and Auxiliary Services' 3rd Annual Earth Day Breakfast at Fallbrook Recreation Center.
Featuring fresh pancakes served with maple syrup, which is collected and boiled on the SUNY Oswego campus. Tickets are $10 per person, and children under 5 eat for free. For more information, visit the Office of Sustainability's website.
And now for our final story of the night, Pet of the Week.
Everyone, meet Cosmo. Are you a gamer like Cosmo? Then you might be the perfect owner for him.
Cosmo loves to nap, snack, and of course game.
Cosmo is looking for a forever home for him and his sister from another Mr. Nova.
Those interested in adopting can contact the Oswego County Humane Society. So Aurora, once again, going back to those meteor showers, is it going to be kind of cloudy, clear, or how are we going to be able to see it?
So they're going to peak tomorrow. Unfortunately, it might be a little bit cloudy. It's going to depend on what area you are in. Coincidentally, they're peaking on Earth Day. I thought that was pretty cool as well.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
It's very interesting.
That's going to be our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for the Mick and Nick Show.
Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a great night.
Hey, how are you? You want to chat? Well, you're in luck. The Mick and Nick show is about to start. Oh, Nick! The Mick and Nick show is starting.
Oh, let's go then.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Mick and Nick Show. It's great to have you join us. Nick, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, today we're going to first off be playing Wordle, then we're going to deep dive into our feelings on Real Talk and end with a little friendly competition.
And so, to play Wordle, you just have to guess the 5-letter word. Yellow letters mean that those letters are included but are in the wrong spot. Green letters mean that it is the correct letter in the same spot. Let's get started, and hopefully we get it. I suck at word games.
I used to play Wordle a lot, so let's see how it goes. So.
All right. So I guess first word, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Want me to start with the first word, or you want to just say random
Go
5
ahead.
word?
Go
Okay.
ahead, Nick.
I love to start with this word, moist, M-O-I-S-T. It just gives us all like the vowels, gives us everything we need. So let's see how much we got. Ooh, okay, so there is a T somewhere in there. So.
Bro. What about, let's see. Oh yeah, let's try crane. C-R-A-N-E. Yeah, let's see. I heard that's a popular one.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so we got an
Okay.
So it could be like an A-T-E at the end.
Possibly. Possibly.
Do slate, S-L-A-T-E.
That's a good one. Oh?
Okay, we're just.
Plate. Wait, it can't be plate.
I think it is plate.
Is it plate? No way.
Let's go.
Wow. Word geniuses here.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work.
Oh, goodness.
Also, let's start with some TOP.
Sure, why not?
This week on WTOP, you know how much of a K-pop fan I am. Blackpink has become the first Asian all-female band to headline Coachella. Last Saturday, fans of Blackpink, also known as Blinks, were treated to a 90-minute set they will never forget. Blackpink performed hit songs like Do Do Do, Boombaya, and most of their latest releases from their EP, Born Pink. The four-member group also performed their own solo songs from individual solo activities. Blinks were so happy with the performance that Blackpink was trending on social media. I personally am happy that they're getting so much recognition, which is paving the way for future K-pop groups to possibly headline at these events. A little history on K-pop groups at Coachella. Blackpink was the first to perform at Coachella in 2019 on the sub-main stage. Following that were only two other groups. One was 21, which was due to CL, one of the members, surprising us with a reunion 2020, and aespa, who performed on the main stage also in 2020. With these accomplishments, hopefully other groups like Twice, Stray Kids, and IVE can one day perform at Coachella as well.
Well, Blackpink may have performed at Coachella, but Nick.
What?
Did you know that on April 27, McDonald's is going to sell their Big Mac sauce as extra dip cups,
Tell
like
me
barbecue
more,
sauce?
please.
Oh my gosh, this should be the top story tonight, you guys. It's a limited time sale, and you can only order it via the McDonald's app. But the Big Mac sauce is known for its tangy flavor and is a beloved sauce by most McDonald's lovers and goers. You can get the sauce at no extra charge when you order Chicken McNuggets. So yeah, order those 20-piece or 10-piece. You should probably order or get ready to order now because it's only a limited time offer while supplies last.
Well, definitely, I know I'm going to get that this week, and you know how much I love my good old 10-piece chicken nuggets. I usually don't get Big Macs 'cause I'm not a big fan of burgers. Don't come at me. But like I'm definitely.
Yeah.
I just want to try it.
I had a Big Mac once just to say I had a Big Mac, and like someone told me that they don't like it because it's too bready, and I didn't understand until I had a Big Mac, and I agree. You've had a Big Mac before.
No. Like, what is it? Is it because there's too much like bread on the top and bottom?
Well, it's okay. So it's the bun, then burger and lettuce, whatever, and then a bottom bun, and then another burger, and then a bottom bun.
Oh, I see. So it's literally stack.
Yeah. So it's like a bread. There's bread in the middle, and I didn't like it. I was like, bro, why is there bread? Because like a whole sandwich. Does that mean? Hold up.
Okay.
Okay. Does that mean that the Big Mac is not a sandwich, but a sandwich within a sandwich?
I would say no, because I think for a sandwich it needs to have a top and a bottom, and then like you have two tops and bottoms. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. I feel like it's a sandwich, but at the same time, I don't think it's a sandwich within a sandwich.
Okay. Up for debate, you guys. Up for debate.
So coming up, we'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that black.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
that? Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone.
What? I should take your phone away.
No. I'll call for a ride.
Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Welcome back. Today we have WTOP e-board members Merrick Pukowski. I messed it up.
It's close enough.
Wait,
close enough.
Say one.
Patowski.
Close enough. There you go.
Right.
I am so sorry. I prepared for that too. I was like, you guys, how do you pronounce it?
I know, you guys had a whole debate before we got on.
I apologize.
No, you're good.
And Jacob Bradley. Welcome, guys. Why don't you each give a short introduction of yourselves?
Sure. All right. Well, my name's Merrick. I am a senior here at Oswego, graduating in a couple weeks. I know. I'm a broadcasting major, 5-year MBA student as well. So I got one more year, gonna do that online, and being into the technology side of things. So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
My name's Jacob. I'm a junior here. I am also a broadcasting major, and I've gotten more into the technical side as things have gone. But I feel like I came here specifically like be on camera, but through Merrick and a few other people, I've learned a little bit more behind the scenes. So.
Nice.
So it's great to have you guys on the show. Let's get on with the disclaimers.
Alrighty. Heavy topics such as trauma and deep emotions will be discussed in this segment of the show. Some topics may be easily triggering and may be hard to listen to. The answers to the questions of the day pertain to our experiences only. Please listen to our experiences with an open mind and leave your judgments behind. This is a safe space.
We find it very important to delve into these topics because we want to spread awareness about the importance of healing and mental health. We are not licensed therapists, nor studying to be ones. Therefore, if you feel called to ask for professional help, please visit the Mary Walker Health Center on campus to speak with a counselor. You're never alone. So the question of the day is, how do you balance being friends and coworkers with the same people?
Yeah, so who wants to start?
Do you want to start?
Okay, I'll start. I don't know. It's kind of been a unique experience throughout my time here at Oswego. I started off as assistant live sports engineer, so way down the ranks, and I was VP last year, as you know, and then I was general manager this year. So it's tough trying to balance both sides of it. You know, you got to acknowledge that we're only here for 4 years and trying to get the most of our experience. Right, yeah. But at the same time, you have to have that level of professionalism and accountability for not just yourself, but with others as well. So it's tough, especially in college as well. But, you know, it's something that I've grown throughout my years here at Oswego. So.
Right.
Yeah, I always find it a little difficult just because, you know, we all are like, you know, we're friends, we see each other a lot, and especially because here, like, we try to treat this as like professionally as we possibly can, and you know, we always want to make sure that we're you know, we do have a lot of expectations being a TV station and a news outlet, so we do have to kind of meet those expectations. But it is hard sometimes, I know, to know that like we all are still friends at the same time and keep that professional and like, you know, not just have it be us sat here goofing off, you know what I'm saying? So it can certainly be difficult, but it's something that I've had to kind of adjust as the time's gone by.
Right.
Excuse me.
What have I liked about, especially with TOP, is because I've done like weather for the station. It's just kind of eventually kind of making friends, like your anchors and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just, especially was it last year. Like there's some people who I keep in touch here and there that just it's nice just to hear from them, and it's a nice way to just meet people. While still having that like professional atmosphere.
Right. Yeah.
I'm struggling over here.
There's.
Really
use the square one.
Oh.
Because you have to start with the square one.
I was like, that makes sense. All
We're
right,
making we're doing origami right now as our little activity. If you guys want to join, I just found these off of Google.
You know, I purposely asked Michelle to give me a really hard one. It's what is it?
Flower.
It's a flower.
Whoa.
And it's like
a fancy
a bunch of
flower.
stuff. So I'm bad at it. I don't expect to be getting anything out
That's
of it.
way more fancy than my heart here.
I've got a paper plane.
I feel like kind of balancing that line between friends and coworkers definitely tough sometimes, especially if you have to kind of tell one of your friends what to do, or like if you have to like discipline them.
But when you're in like kind of like more of a leadership role to them.
Right.
Yep.
I remember when I was I guess you could like the big girl word is disappointed. I was just disappointed with someone, and they thought I was like mad at them forever, and I'm like, no, like that, and I'm just doing my job. Like it's smart to go about things and not take it personally, you know, especially if you're in like the same workplace.
No, for a vocal fact, I often joke with my friends being like, okay, there's two Nicks. There's friend Nick and then there's VC Nick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, VC Nick, I'm going to give you like a little bit of a hard time, make sure you know you're learning your music and stuff. But at the same time, you know, I'll give you advice both as a friend and as a VC.
It's tough, especially with this club specifically, because we're around so much, right? So you kind of see those familiar faces every day, and you want to act as that friend a lot of the time, just be an open, welcoming person. But at the same time, if something does need to be said or, you know, reprimanded, I guess, then it's tough to flip the switch quickly and go into that you know, leadership role, I guess. But.
And like, in a way, it's not that much different between like friends versus coworkers. I guess most definitely on like a personal level, for sure, there's something different. But I learned that when it comes to any kind of relationship, to like just be honest and like not take things personally. I used to like that used to be hard for me, you know, because like, you know, words can hurt, you know.
They can.
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah, it's always hard too, especially with like the HR stuff and having to kind of, you know, deal with people that I see or hang out with on a daily basis. So it's kind of hard to let them know, like you kind of said earlier, Nick, like let them know there's two sides of me, like the person's doing my job and then the friend, you know what I mean? So it's hard. Sorry, I have like something in my throat.
Great timing. Come on, Jacob.
I've been sick for a while, but I was all fine today until I got here, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Like, although I have found like positives out of being friends with also your coworkers in terms of like you get to know them better, and like just I don't know, any kind of relationship or friendship can always is interesting. Just like from a communication standpoint, that's my scientific brain going off. Like it's yeah, do you think that being friends with some of your coworkers has helped enhance your environment in a positive way?
I think so. I just know, like, for me, coming here was, you know, all my friends are here in TOP and everything, so definitely working with them on that professional level, and you know, it helps too if you want to like think about the overall product of what we're putting out. Like if you do it with your friends, and I know you two can probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Being housemates. Oh, yeah. Now working with people you're comfortable with is going to help you create the best product you possibly can.
Right.
So I think it's definitely beneficial.
No, I like definitely with like this show, like that's one of the things where it's like I don't know, I feel like our friendship has ascended a sense of working together.
I love that.
Like we've been around each other in TOP, but like I've never directly worked with Michelle if anything, and this is our first time actually working together.
Yeah. Were you worried at all that it would test our friendship?
Not really. I was more worried on the sense of, am I going to make sure I get everything like together and stuff? Because you know, got a hard major, as I always say.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I had a boss that always he made sure that he kept his coworkers close, but he would never really you know, he would balance that kind of work environment where he wouldn't give anybody, you know, favoritism and stuff like that. But he still made it that welcoming, open environment, which kind of, I don't know. I've grown as a leader per se over the years, but it's still something that, you know, kind of weighs in the back of my mind, like, oh, should I not be hanging out with people that are in the club? Like, is that a conflict of interest?
Right.
That's something that I kind of balanced in the past couple of years. So.
I definitely like think that knowing where that I guess line is, because like it also, another thing I've learned is like what drives you is knowing what you want. That could be with career choices, with friends, in relationships, romantically and stuff. And like, you know, we're all the same people. So like, if I'm not a good coworker just with a simple project, then like how much better of a friend would I be, you know?
Right. Yep.
And like that's what I mean by how it kind of all falls under the same umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And kind of knowing where that conflict of interest comes in. Yeah.
See, that's why I like, speaking of like projects, that's like why I like doing like projects with friends, is because you kind of, you know everyone's strengths, everyone's weaknesses in a sense. And like recently I did this one really fun thing with my friends where we filmed like a weather debriefing last semester. And it was just kind of like, okay, I know how to edit, you know, we kind of just put it all together. We all kind of just had fun, messed around, and we ended up getting like a good grade on it regardless. So I think though, like that type of like, even like in our majors, like working together, camaraderie. I almost said the word really wrong.
No, it's a lot of fun to get to work with everybody and have those relationships and all that. I mean, I'm very fortunate to have the friends that I have here, you know, Mick included. And, you know, it's very nice to come in here and, you know, maybe there's something necessarily that maybe I don't want to do here. It does sometimes feel like work. But knowing that I'm coming here and seeing, you know, my friends that I also hang out with in my own personal time, it's nice. It's like an excuse to come in, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's very
absolutely.
For sure. Yeah. It's knowing what kind of environment you want to be in, you know, and being okay with being friends with your coworkers. Because like you said, some people might not want to be as close because of that conflict of interest. But it's fine either way, you know?
Yeah. I think with a station too as big as this, that like, you know, you start off, you meet everybody left and right, and everybody's there and in your face and all that stuff. Eventually, though, you start to kind of pick out and see who you actually mesh with, who you actually are have those common ground interests with. So it takes time for sure, but you know, you definitely after a while just kind of figure out who are your people and who aren't.
No, I agree with that, and also like just seeing them outside at different things.
Absolutely,
You're
yeah.
like, oh, hey, I know you're from like TOP. Like,
it's common interest, common ground
Common
with strangers to an extent almost.
Yeah, and like it could either. It could start a friendship or just stay as it is, and that's okay too.
It could be a wave in the hallway. That's all.
Exactly.
So.
All right. So, shall we move on to the song of the week?
Yeah. So my song of the week is "I Am" by I.
I made a box.
What about you, Michelle?
Yours is "I Am" by I.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Mine is it's a new song by them. It's called "Jericho" by Anigo. It's so good. You gotta listen to it. And what about you, Mick?
So my song of the week is "Less Than Zero" by The Weeknd. Absolute banger. It's always something I throw on whenever I need a little pick me up. It's got a nice beat to it, so it's always something that I kind of listen to almost every day.
Nice.
I try to.
Yeah.
Good choice. Mine is "Silent Running" by the Gorillaz, off their most recent album. It's been in my head for a while, and I feel like the last few times I've been in the car, it's just randomly come on. So, big fan.
Love that. Love Gorillaz. So yeah, coming up, Nick and I went head-to-head in a bake-off with special guest, Cream Fraiche. Welcome back to the Mick and Nick Show.
After those hard topics, let's wind down with some friendly competition. Let's get right into the video.
Mick and Nick baking show that's not a baking show. It's just the Mick and Nick show.
Yeah.
We have here special guests from the amazing original production, Cream Fraiche.
Free.
Cream Free.
You're not the only one that calls this Cream Fraiche, trust me.
So, how are you guys doing today?
We're good.
We're ready for some cookies. We're excited.
Yes, hopefully they're not burned. Hopefully they're cookies.
Yeah.
All right, okay. We're gonna start off with some little interview questions.
All right.
So Merrick,
Yes.
what is your favorite dessert?
Brownies, easily, by far.
Gooey or?
Gooey. It's gotta be gooey. I don't like them. I don't like the edges either. It's gotta be from the middle. No crust, no crunch.
It's a little controversial.
That's right. Whoa.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Okay, so Tommy, what is your favorite dessert?
I'll probably go chocolate chip cookies. They gotta be soft, not like crunchy. Gotta be nice and gooey on the inside. They gotta be warm. But brownie's a good choice. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, of course.
Love that. Okay, and then Merrick, if you were a type of muffin, what would you be?
Oh, blueberry muffin. I don't know why. Because I'm sweet on the inside, I guess. I don't know.
Do you like blueberry muffins?
I do. Love a good blueberry muffin.
That's nice.
So Tommy, on the same kind of spectrum, if you were a type of donut, what would you be?
I'll go Boston cream. I like the city of Boston. I think it's a solid donut, and you know what you're getting out of it.
Exactly.
And last but not least for you guys, Merrick, what is your favorite type of pasta and why?
Oh boy, this is a tough one, but gotta go penne. I don't know. It's good with everything. Can't go wrong. It goes with every kind of dish. So penne is the way to go.
Nice. Tommy, what about you?
I'm gonna go linguine, just because
Let's
linguine.
go.
I think it's good with some chicken parm, and it's also I think easier with the sauce if you add in like meatballs and stuff.
No, I totally agree with you.
Yes.
I love linguine. I love saying linguine.
Yeah.
It's such a fun word.
So yeah, we got to learn a little bit about you guys and judge you guys based on your pasta choices.
Yeah, that's right.
So now we'll move on to the judging portion if they're done. But yeah.
Pressure's
so,
on.
You heard, you heard it here, guys. Cream Fraiche.
There it is.
A mint chocolate, dark chocolate cookie.
Oh.
Garnished with some mint candies as well.
Oh my.
And
That looks
cooked
good.
to perfection. It's supposed to be crumbly.
Okay.
And
All
I
right.
hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. So let's do a little breakdown here, Tommy. Uniformity. I mean, look at that. That's a circle.
That's a cookie.
That is the
a
definition
cookie
of a
right there, yes.
cookie. Circle. Done.
Perfect perfection right there.
I like
it's got a little rise to it.
It
too.
does.
It's not just flat like a gator.
That's right. The other cookie, good. Looks good.
Yes.
You see some chocolate chunks in there as well,
Yes,
right?
yes.
All right. So that's a good sign. What do you think? Dig into it?
I think we got to dig into
All right,
it.
let's go.
I love the plating.
I do. It is beautiful.
The mint chocolate on the
It's
side
great.
as well.
Very creative. I like
Yes.
it. All right. Ready? Here we go. Cheers. All right. I got the chocolate.
That's a good cookie.
I got the mint.
That's a really good cookie.
It is. Nice texture to it. Tastes really good. I like it. Oh, number 2. Look at this plating. Oh my goodness.
So, gentlemen, what I have for you
Oh
is
my
a
God.
chocolate chip cookie, kind of deconstructed in multiple ways. There's also chocolate drizzle on top. So over here you kind of have like the crumbles, what you usually get kind of when it's all broken
Yeah.
apart. This is like your traditional cookie round. And this is more of like a cake cookie, which if you want, there's only one, but
Okay.
there's
All
some
right.
spoons for it. So,
All right. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Presentation pizzazz on this
Yes.
one through the roof. 10 out of 10
Yes.
on both.
I'm
Both
have to agree
categories.
with you on that.
Easily. That's a pretty looking cookie.
Yes.
All right. Uniformity. Circles.
Yep.
Except that one. That was not a
Yeah,
circle.
that's
So we're gonna have to
that's
take
not
a
a
point
circle.
off, Nick.
Yes.
That's not a cookie.
Yes. Cookies
Come on.
should be circles.
That's right. We've been over the definition
It's
of a
alright.
cookie.
It's alright though. Well, it happens.
It is. That was very stupid of us.
It's alright. It's alright, America.
That was really good.
No.
So, you guys have tried the cookies?
Yes.
We have.
Who would you pick? Whose cookie would you pick?
They were both solid. They were very solid.
This is the toughest decision of my life.
It is.
Not gonna lie.
What do we think, Tommy?
You know, I like mint, so I'm gonna go with Michelle.
Are you? All right, I'm gonna go with Nick's.
Okay.
I love it good.
Yes.
Love a good chocolate chip cookie and sea salt in there is very good too as well. So.
I'm like the mint and the chocolate for me just combined really well.
There you go. Michelle, yours was very good, but Nick had a slight edge, I think.
It's a tie.
It is.
Wow. Darn. No one can get bragging rights.
We'll figure out how to break. I don't know how qualified we are to be. We only, you know.
The school won't even hire us.
Yeah, that's right. Come on.
Well, this was an adventure. I almost dropped the cookies.
Yes, I
And
wish we had that
almost
on
burned
video.
my hand.
And fun fact, I almost forgot the baking. I forgot the baking soda in like the circular one. So
That's
it was
right,
so
that's right.
small.
No, that's perfect. You could never tell.
But yeah, thank you guys for
Of course.
joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Cream Freeze.
Yeah.
Watch their show Mondays every other weekday.
That's right.
Every other week.
That's
every
right.
other week.
Yeah.
Every other weekday on Monday, every other week. But yeah, so catch you guys later.
Thank you guys.
Alrighty, so we had a tie.
We did.
Jake here, who wasn't able to film with us, will be the tiebreaker.
Oh boy. So this is yours?
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay. We're gonna do one bite of each quick.
1 minute, Jacob. Come on.
That is a good cookie. Very good cookie. Let me try this one. I gotta keep it on this side of the mouth. So I got the other side of the
Come
mouth.
on.
Those are.
These are from when we filmed these two,
Yeah.
so on Saturday.
That one didn't really hold up. The bars were better.
Pardon me with a mouthful of food, but I know we're running out of time. I'm a big chocolate chip cookie guy, so I'm gonna have to go in there.
Let's go.
Man.
Very good cookie.
Wow.
Both very good though.
They are.
Both very
They
good.
really are
Okay,
good.
well, that's all we have for today, folks.
If you need any help, feel free to call the number for counseling service at Mary Walker. And
So, tune in next time to the
Mick and Nick Show. Woo.
See ya.
Let's go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2. Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're gonna get there and feel so wonderful.
Get in, losers.
It's time for the Sun Show.
Welcome back to the one, the only, best show on WTOP, The Sunasa Show. Grab your popcorn, because this one's going to get interesting. I'm Megan.
And I'm Donna. And I don't even know what this says. I want to start off by saying, did we have one heck of a weekend, Megan?
We did. Oh,
we did.
But before we get into any of those details, I wanted to do a fit check. Woo woo! Now,
Slay.
I know I had a good outfit last week, and I know I was talking about it a lot, but I'm really feeling this outfit this week.
No, you
so
look good.
we're gonna start with the
I
coat
can't
here.
say you don't.
I got everything I have as thrifted except the skirt. So we'll start with the jacket. The jacket is from the thrift. I'm gonna take the jacket off now.
Ooh.
And then, so now I have this shirt. This is the DG1 Vintage shop, the same place I got your bag from last week.
Oh, slay.
I got this. This is Hottie. Glasses brought to you by the Oswego streets. I found them. I found them today on the Oswego streets. They actually, shout out to Nia Davis, as she said, they found me. I didn't find them. I also have my candy necklace choker on with my little flared skirt, and then of course I had to rock it out with the boots. There, and they have little hearts on the. I almost flashed everyone there on television. Thank you.
Love that.
But slay, Donna.
Okay, well, we get it. You look good. You looked good last week too. Whatever.
Thank you.
Okay, Jill. It's my turn. Stop. Okay. Hi, Slays. Okay. What am I doing? I don't know. Guys, we had a weekend. I'm still dead. Okay. Let's start off with my Coca-Cola hat that I got at the Coca-Cola store in Las Vegas, Nevada. And then moving down, I just put this white button down from American Eagle, and then I have this shirt.
I like it a lot.
Thank you, Slay. I don't know where this shirt's from, but it's red, and it's tank top. And then
it matches the hat very well.
I know fashion, clearly. Jeans, these are like 90s boyfriend's jeans from American Eagle. I don't know if I've worn them before. My Vans that I've worn before. And wait, I also have Coca-Cola socks.
Ooh, it's all about the little details.
It's all about the branding.
It's all about the branding and the little
We are
details.
sponsored by Coca-Cola.
I really like these glasses, by the way. I thank you to the Oswego streets.
We already did yours.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I really like them. I just wanted to say...
There goes my phone. It wouldn't be an episode if I dropped my phone.
Well, I just wanted to say, with this semester being almost over, we've had some pretty iconic fits, most definitely. And speaking of fashion and everything, tonight is the biggest night of fashion of the year, the Met Gala.
We love the Met Gala.
I'm very, very excited, of course. This year it's being hosted at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in NYC. Right. This year is being In America, Anthropology of Fashion. Now, the theme this year is a two-part theme with the theme last year, Lexington in Fashion. And last year, Lexicon, I'm so sorry, everyone. Lexicon in
glad
fashion.
Matt knows what we're doing.
I'm glad I can read. So this is a two-part series, and so last year they focused more on princes and princesses and the rich, and this year they are mostly focusing on the backbone of America. So the theme of this year, they asked the guests to channel the Gilded Ages from the 1870s to the 1890s, and focused on inclusivity of fashion. So I'm so excited to see what all the red carpet brings. It started at 6 o'clock, so we already probably have a sneak peek if we really looked. If you're out there looking. It's by the time this gets aired, though.
Yeah.
It'll probably be peak Met Gala. The carpet will probably already be over. But the reason I wanted to highlight this is because they're highlighting a lot of women this year, especially. They're getting recognized. So the question I wanted to ask you is, what women are you excited to see on the carpet?
Well, I heard Billie Eilish is attending. I can't wait to see what she wears. I heard a rumor that Khloe Kardashian arrived in New York City this morning. So I'm hoping we get all the Kardashians at the Met Gala this year.
Oh, I heard, and we were talking about this on our car ride to the Raptors, that Kim Kardashian is going to be showing up in the Happy Birthday, Mr. Kennedy dress.
I hope she is.
And I don't know if anyone knows who wore that dress. It was Marilyn Monroe. It's a gold, beautiful dress. It's actually in the Ripley's, believe it or not, museum, because it's like a $300 million dress or something like that. It's crazy expensive, and she has been rumored to wearing it, and especially her and Pete. Now I'm very excited to see if she's going to go separately, if she's going to go with him.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they're going to bring.
Excited to see if Pete does come. I'm excited to see what Pete's going to wear.
I'm very excited. Yeah. The one thing I'm really bummed about is Zendaya will not be there.
Me too, because every single carpet that Zendaya's on, I love it.
Especially everything that she's been doing with Euphoria and all those carpets. Yeah.
She slays everything she does.
Slay.
She's a slayer.
Slay, 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 slay.
Slay. Okay. Oh, this is me. Well, now that we're talking about the past, it's only fair that we talk about the future. So, where is she? Let's bring her out, guys.
This is Miss Megan the baby.
Megan with an H.
Miss Meg. Can we get a little close up on her?
Look at her. Oh my God.
Oh.
She is demonic.
La, la, la,
Yes,
la.
they spelled it with an H.
La la la.
Yes.
So inside of her is a piece of sea glass and Damon Park's business card. She's got a BBL. No, she's snatched. And she also has her little candy. You forgot to talk about your candy watch.
I did. Guys, I have 2 watches on today. So if you need to know what time it is, just hit me up because I know
So
it.
I have my candy necklace on. We have Megan who has her candy necklace watch
We're
on.
a big candy necklace family.
And you have Donna who also has her watch on. So Miss Meg's going to sit with us here. She will be born in the year.
No, I don't want
she
her to
will
look
be
at me.
born in the year 2069 on the date 420.
April 20th.
April 20th, 2069.
Yep.
That's when she will be born. But for now, we're just keeping her here in good spirits until she's allowed to be let out into the universe.
She is demonic. Yeah, look at
But coming up, we will tell you about the crazy weekend we had out in the Adirondack River. Don't go anywhere. Hi, I'm Megan.
And I'm Donna.
And this is the Sunny Show. Grab your low-rise jeans because we're taking it back to the 2000s.
Let's go, girls.
Uggs and low-rise jeans.
Together.
One of the boys, boy.
Sorry, it's my agent. He told me that you're canceled.
Shebangy, shebangy, shebangy.
Welcome to the burial ground. The most must-see also in all of sports entertainment.
Welcome back to the Kind of Lake Show, where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
Well, my birthday was November 13th.
So it's been quite some time.
I think at the end we saw him get up.
I did that. I can't.
It's a winner, and I did bring a sweater for everyone. There you go! I know your dreams.
You started the paper throwing, just the immaturity. You lost before you even argued. Pretty insane that the Clippers, 10 of the last 11 postseasons, they're in there.
Welcome back to the crazy mess that is Meg, not Donna. Donna's never
Meg
been a
and
mess.
Donna.
Nope.
Most definitely. Anywho, so let's talk about what we did this weekend. First of all, we went whitewater rafting with the Outdoors Club this weekend. Thank you. Can we get a round of applause for John Custodio?
John
Custodio, great president of the Outdoors Club over here, took us.
Yeah. And a nepotist.
King of the Outdoors Club. We wanted to a big shout out to him for taking the whole club whitewater rafting. It
Yeah.
was one of the best weekends of my entire life. I know everyone that went on the trip. We all got our pictures back this
Yeah,
weekend, and
they were great.
we were raging about it. We had so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Hayden over there. She got knocked out of the boat.
Hayden almost died.
Hayden almost really died, but it was funny. Good that I'm glad that she's alive now. But it was she fell out at the worst time.
I didn't think it was funny.
And now that she's
I was
okay.
terrified the entire time. You could
I
see it in
had
my
an
eyes.
awesome time.
I would never go again.
But are you guys ready to see it?
Yeah, we should probably just show you. Mel, roll it.
Hey guys, I'm Megan.
And I'm Donna.
Welcome back to the Sunset Show.
Hayden's back here.
I love water. Today we went whitewater rafting. It was a lot of fun. Hayden fell out.
Hayden fell out, almost died.
But we'll have a few clips for you in a minute.
Yes.
Bye. one of the best weekends of my entire life. I could not have thought of a better weekend to end college off with. Seriously.
I could have. I was terrified.
I loved every single minute of it, but
I
the
mean,
fact that Megan could not come with us.
Yeah, we're mad
John,
about that. I'm mad that Megan couldn't come.
She could have fit right in my little thing.
Yeah, she would have loved it.
And she would have gone.
She could have taken my spot.
She would have loved it, I know.
Yeah. I did have fun. I was just terrified. I think you could see it in my face how terrified I was.
Yeah, Donna kind of was a little bit overstimulated the
I
entire
was
trip.
really overstimulated. I don't think I said a word.
No, she didn't say too much. No, she didn't say too much. It was okay. Hayden rocked out. Hayden did really good. She rode on the front of the boat, and then after she took a spin, she still wanted more.
We're going for a swim.
Yeah, she was like, let's go for a swim. And then shout out to Doobs. Doobs was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
She also rode down the river and everything in her little life vest.
And shout out to Kim for
recording
the
all of
GoPro
that
footage. Yeah.
But we are missing someone here today.
We are.
That isn't with us.
Yeah.
And to share with all of our memories.
Mm-hmm.
So the best member of our crew isn't here.
Yeah.
And as he's not here, I have heard from buzzes around the studio that he has a message for us.
Yeah, he has a little. We saw what we did over the weekend, and now it's time to see
what
Jack did.
Our man Jack.
Yeah.
So
let's see.
Roll the
Mel?
clip.
This last week have been very interesting for me in the sense from the basketball game to the sad news I got on Wednesday. Around 7:30, our great VP of Prod, Megan Trivia, brought me some supplies like Gatorade, lottery tickets, some snacks, and a thermometer. Then others reached out. Then, what did I do at 9 p.m.? Well, I watched WTOP 10, of course. I watched news, and then I watched the Kind of Late Show. At about 2 p.m., I left for quarantine. After that, I really didn't do anything besides watch most of night news, which I normally work on as technical director, and I also watched OX5. After that, I watched Laker Connections, who gave me a shout out on the air. Then I watched Laker Baseball and WNO when they won, and I also and they also gave me a shout out on that broadcast. And then I watched lacrosse on WTOP 10, and they thanked me, and then they also shouted me out. Now on Saturday, I feel way better with no fever, and I would say, and my cough is getting progressively better. What I did today was I listened to baseball on my phone and watched WTOP 10 Women's Lacrosse podcast. After that, I had the worst potatoes I've ever tasted in my lifetime. And then after that, it was really it. Then at 9 p.m., I turned on entertainment news on my computer, and then I watched major discussions with Brian Roman and Jacob Bradley, also Melinda Mercado and Faye. I wanted to give a huge shout out for all the people helping me, asking me if they need anything through this difficult time. Those people are Melinda Mercado, Donna Bassell, Megan Trivia, Merrick Tascade, Lily Clark, Jill Plant, Jacob Johnson, Brian Rudman, Brian Saccone, Jack Perdick, Aaron Valentino, and Zach Case. And everyone else who looked at my tweets on my COVID story on Twitter, Instagram post on my COVID story there, and my Instagram stories on my COVID journey. Thank you.
Oh, I love Jack so much.
I love Jack. He texted me on Saturday, and he was like, what do you guys have planned for Monday? And I said, well, not much. So he helped us out and got us some content today.
Some content. We really
Thanks,
appreciate
Jack.
that. I'm really glad that Jack has been texting me all weekend, sending me photos of his food.
Yeah.
He won $27 in the lottery tickets I gave him,
Good
which
for him.
Rude, but whatever.
I know. I only won 5. Oh, no, I won 4.
I won 0.
Well, good.
Rude. Anywho, we're really sad that Jack won't be able to be here for these next few days because he's obviously still just recuperating and everything. He's okay. We're glad he's better and everything. Shout out also to our director, Michelle, that she's not able to be here today because she is also sick.
We miss you, Michelle.
We do miss you, Michelle.
Love ya.
Love you.
Miss ya.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. All right. Well, in a little bit,
we will have the question of the day right when 2 seconds. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Sana sa, sana sa, sana sa sa, sana sa.
And we're back!
Yay!
I knew you missed us so much.
I did.
But it's all for our favorite time of the show.
Yes.
the question of the day.
Yay.
Whoa, yeah. I feel like I haven't sang.
I usually say you're a good singer, but that one hurt my ear.
What song should I sing right now? So give me one. Give me one quickly. Come on.
I can't.
I didn't sing. I haven't sang a lot in this episode.
Come on. I don't know because you just hurt my eardrum.
Why ever gotta be so
You
complicated?
You don't know
See the way you're acting like somebody else gets me frustrated.
I would tell you a
Life's
song.
like this, you fall and you call and you break and you shake what you get and you turn it into.
There's
honestly,
only one episode left, guys. Let's hope I can get through it.
Okay, we're going to go to the question today. So obviously with us being surrounded by a lot of friends this weekend, especially with the Outdoors Club, we saw, shout out to Danny Hernandez.
Yes!
He came up this weekend, and
Love
we
you,
saw
Danny.
him. We love you so much.
Love you, Danny.
We saw Danny this weekend. Jack, of course, great friend. We have all the girls here. We have our student audience that loves and comes to support us.
Student audience.
They are a student audience.
Audiences of students that we teach every day how to be better.
There is a student audience.
Well, you're students, are you not? They're mad that we called them student audience.
All right, whatever. Well, our audience. So,
I did yell at Jacob Bradley earlier because I was stressed and he was talking, and I said, "Can you shut up? I need to hear this."
No, literally, Donna got frustrated. Donna was getting. Donna was getting frustrated because she was trying to edit the videos, and I literally walked in, and Jill said, "Our friend Jill, turn the camera around on you. turn it around on your son.
Hurry up, Jill. We don't got all day."
There's Jill.
There's Jill.
Yeah. So Jill was like, "She's not in a good mood," and then she's like, "No, I'm not in a good mood." And then I was like, "Oh," and I turned around and walked my little butt right out of there.
Which leads us into the question.
Of the day. What makes a good friend / what qualities do you look in for a best friend, for a lifelong friend? Would you like to start? Would you like me to start?
You can start.
Something that I look for, as we have become really good friends over these, my earpiece keeps falling out, everyone, because these glasses, is no expectations. I think, especially in friendships, there's a lot of expectations to be great, to be 100%, to be this and that. And I think, to be 1,000%. And I think sometimes, like this weekend, there was no expectations. We were all a group of people who just got together, and I had to have fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what makes friends. I think someone that's always there for you no matter what, and someone that you can just go to and like laugh with.
Yeah.
I think especially this weekend, shout out to one of my, okay, this is gone out of my ear. Oh. Shout out to my other friend, Alexis. Alexis Santos, she invited me over to a barbecue this weekend right after we went rafting. And there was, I met this kid who I don't know if I told you about this. He sings outside on the streets every single night, and I don't know who he is. And there was one night that I opened up my window and I screamed. I was like, "Hey, you have such a beautiful voice." And I startled the crap out of him. But I met him this weekend because he's like my neighbor and she is friends with him, and it's like this. It was like this whole full circle moment, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And it was just like now we're like good friends, and I added him on like socials and everything, and like it's just like fun things like that. And I think, especially with like college coming down to the last few weeks here, I've really realized who a lot of my friends are, and I've really realized that I'm gonna make some friends for life. You know, I have, especially like I have you, I have a lot of the girls behind the camera, everyone sitting over there. I have a lot of lifelong friends that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
What do you want to say anything? Do you have any qualities that you like in a friend?
I want you to say what your mom said to you about me.
Oh, I'll read the text. So
and then I'll get into mine. Shout out to Megan's mom.
I like to tell my mom, obviously, everything. My mom's one of my best friends. So over the weekend, my mom sent me.
Shout out to my mom, too, because she's going to get mad that I didn't shout my mom.
So she sent me. So she sent me this quote first. She said, "Either you lift people up by respecting them, making them feel valued, appreciated, and heard, or you hold people down by making them feel small, insulted, disregarded, or excluded." And then after I talked about how I had an amazing trip this weekend with Donna and everything, and my mom was just saying how she's so glad. Here, where is it? She's so glad. Of course, I can't find it now. Basically, long story short she's just so glad. She's very jealous of the relationship that Donna and I have, and she said that Donna is a forever friend, and Donna is someone that's hard to find. Friends like Donna don't come around every every once in a while, and I'm very lucky to have you.
Aw, thank you.
And I know I am. But I text you that every single day. I wake up in the morning thinking about you.
As you should. No, I'm kidding. I told my mom that what your mom said about me, and I said, I was like, my mom was like, well, what did you say back? I said, as she should. And my mom was like, Donna, that's not how you treat people. Well, said, no, I did, but you know,
it's because you came to my house the other day. Like, I really needed my medicine, and Donna went and picked it up for me at my house, which was like something big because if I'm not on my meds, it's just cray.
Should I answer the question?
Yes, you go. We have a few minutes left.
Okay, so I have always had trouble in my friendships. I don't drop people. Like, it's not like that. It's just that, like, I always feel like I'm working harder in the friendship relationship, and that I'm always there for them, but they're not always there for me. And I've learned that that's not how every friendship is, especially from our friendship, because we do things for each other. And I think both of us have the same idea. We don't have expectations of each other because we're not perfect humans. Nobody's perfect. Shout out to Hannah Montana.
1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody makes mistakes.
Like when Megan interrupts me, I don't get mad because Megan interrupts me every 5
make me
seconds.
Look phenomenal. Put the camera back at me, Joe.
Honestly, what makes a good friend? One that doesn't interrupt you when they're talking. Just kidding.
Just keep the camera on me the rest of the show.
Or not. We could also not do that. Do you guys want to hear something funny?
Go.
This is the first script that Megan's written.
This is the first script that I've written, and it will be the last script that I've written, as next week is our last show of the semester!
Yeah! Well, is it yay or sad? It's sad.
It's sad, but it's exciting.
Yeah.
We will be an hour-long special, so make sure you guys
tune
in. And don't go anywhere!
Welcome back to the only show that covers all things Laker sports. It's Laker Connections on WTOP. I'm Thomas Turgeon, and he's Jared Wakefield. Jared, it's been a really busy week for Laker sports.
Oh, I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, last Saturday you had that quadruple header that had myself as a photographer and Aaron Blank and everybody else running back and forth. Busy weekend overall. A couple teams on the road. This week we'll take a look at it the week ahead. Another busy week. It's not slowing down.
Absolutely, and it's clearly a hectic week for Oswego State Athletics as we start things off in women's lacrosse, where they are coming off of a dominant weekend for Senior Day against Plattsburgh, winning 17-6 to send out the 5 seniors out on a dub at home before capturing another one on the road down at Buffalo State by a score of 16-10 to win their 4th win in a row going into the final 2 games of the season. Jared, this team is rolling going into a pair of Dragons' dens to wrap up the year, and looking so far so good for Britt Howard and company.
Yeah, I mean, women's lacrosse, we expected them to sort of bounce back this year, but I don't know if we really expected them to be this good this year. I mean, look, being 11-3 coming into it and 6-1 at home, I think that's more than Britt Howard and crew would have asked for. They are 6-1 in conference overall as well. I mean, it seems like they've certainly been fantastic all year. And Celia Wiley, I mean, there's a couple games left, but Turge, I got to wonder if she'll hit the 100-point mark.
She is just really close. And Sarah Kamai, 12 saves in the win against Plattsburgh. I think that was huge for her. Only 5 saves in that win against Buffalo State. A little bit concerning. I thought Buffalo State held them pretty tight, and Buffalo getting 3 goals in the first minute, 28 seconds after halftime to bring it within 1. Oswego would respond with 4 goals in the third, but Madison Davis coming back into the lineup in the Plattsburgh game, getting 3 goals there. She had 2 against Buffalo State. Shea McConnell with 3. Julia Quirk with the majority, though, with the 6, getting a huge job done on her end. But Oswego, they're looking really good going in their final few games.
Yeah, absolutely. A huge win against Plattsburgh. They did everything that they needed to do. And against Buffalo State, they come away with the win in probably one of their less pretty games of the year. I mean, Buffalo State, That score needs to look like that Plattsburgh score or that SUNY Potsdam score, not 16-10. They let the Bengals a little bit too far out of their cage, but they'll work their way back into it. And the hot streak for men's lacrosse over on the turf also came to an end this past week as they split their matchups. Importantly, the Lakers grounded the New Paltz Hawks by a final score of 10-6 in their nest. The lacrosse team then traveled down to the Southern Tier for a date with the Alfred Saxons. Saxons crusaded their way right past the Lakers, handing Oswego a 5-13 loss. Turge, a big win this past weekend in conference play, but the Saxons sour the momentum for the lacrosse team.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an owie on the second game around, but other than that, though, a lot of offensive takeaways. Corey O'Connor with 5 goals on 6 shots in the game against New Paltz. A really low-scoring affair. Oswego notching 3 going into the half, and it was a first quarter 3-3 tie after 1, so really a close contest in New Paltz. Alfred, that was a tough one. You're on the road. It's a non-conference game. You kind of probably took the pedal off the metal a little bit. Oswego held off the board 7-0 at the half. Not an ideal start for the Lakers on the road, and they really just couldn't find the back of the net. Their shooting was there. They got a lot of shots on goal in that game against Alfred. Just couldn't solve a hot goaltender until the second half.
No, and that definitely paints a different picture. 6-5 in those last 2 quarters of play. So the Lakers able to play with the Saxons, just not getting the ball luck, and Saxons having a good day in that. That's kind of going to be, you got to shake that loss off, even though it's out of conference. And it's weird to see out of conference this late in the year. A bit of a weird trip, but they got to shake this loss off because, as we'll see later on, huge week coming up.
Most definitely a huge week coming up for the Lakers. But on the other hand, you look at that game in New Paltz. It was a close game nonetheless, but 2 points is huge, or really just a win, as the SUNY lacrosse doesn't go by the point system, but they definitely get the job done, one step closer up to that 1 seed. As we move over to the Diamond now, where the Lakers baseball team was not embracing the nice weather this past weekend as they lost the series against the St. John Fisher Cardinals and losing 2 of the 3 games on their home field. Oswego would be unable to contain the Cardinals' bats as they would tally 35 runs in 2 games here in the Port City. Oswego would go against Ithaca on Tuesday and also record a loss against the Bombers 12-4. Well, this team, Jared, is really on a roller coaster of pain and victory, and I think they need to kind of get off this ride, maybe try another one and try and string together some wins.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a bit of a weird year to Sean Featherstone in that matchup against Ithaca. 3 for 4, 2 RBI, 1 RBI in the first and the 6th. The story with that Ithaca game, they're playing a top-ranked team in the nation. They were in the top 20 at one point. What kind of came down to Turge is just having runners in base and getting the hits at the right time. The Lakers had the hits, but would leave men stranded. Ithaca did not do that as they won 12-4. Against St. John Fisher, beautiful day. A lot of Laker fans came out to support. It just never really got started. I mean, that they won that game on the road in Ra-Cha-Cha against St. John Fisher, but after that, it just sort of fell apart. Kieran Finnegan had an okay day on the mound, but it still wasn't enough as St. John Fisher would start to tee off on him later on and kind of ballooned his pretty low ERA to start the year, taking the first game 15-7, getting 5 runs in the 3rd inning off of Finnegan. Now with the Lakers needed out of the race, they fall to 13-12 after that set of losses.
Most definitely not, and not really a good turn of events for the Lakers, is winning only 1 of their last 4 games. And that Friday game for Oswego State, Frank Leventi and Owen Parliament, both 3 runs and 2 hits for the Lakers to get the job done. St. John Fisher would try and get a last-minute rally, but it just wasn't enough. But Saturday, game 1 was just ridiculous. Saturday, 16 hits for Fisher compared to the Oswego 11. Like you said, Jared, they were just able to score when the men were on base. So, nonetheless, the baseball team needs to kind of turn things around.
Bit of a tough weekend against out-of-conference opponents for the baseball team, but it was in conference for Oswego State Golf as they wrapped up their trip to Candytown this past weekend, teeing off in Hershey, Pennsylvania in the Empire 8 Spring Championship. Oswego finished 2nd overall. They shot .1275 on the weekend. Ryan Fecko placed 3rd, shooting .310 with Jake Owens in 5th, Oliver Walland in 10th, and Tyler Donahue tying for 11th, putting almost all of the Lakers near the top of the tourney. Thomas, a great start for the green and gold as they looked ahead to the Elmira Invitational.
I think this was huge, and we talked about this last week. You're playing the same course in just a matter in between 2 weeks, and you're playing another round as well here in the Empire 8 Spring Championship. So being able to play that same course in just a span of a few short weeks, almost 5 times, was really huge to get even just familiar with the course, the fairways, the roughs, being able to putt on those greens. Obviously, they're going to change the hole placement every day, but you look at how the Lakers tore up that leaderboard. A lot of teams in the Empire 8, Ryan Fecko, third in the entire group, a 3-10, and then Owen's not far behind him. We saw that in the Hershey tournament a little bit ago, but overall, a good start for the golf team.
Absolutely, and they've got the Elmira Spring Invitational on Tuesday, and then they have a home meet. They're going to have the Oswego Spring Bite at Oswego Country Club this next weekend. But that's going to do it for our look back on the past week. So when we come back after the break, Turge and I are going to kick the rearview mirror off and take a look at baseball and softball with the Diamond Dogs. Don't go anywhere. This is Laker Connections.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We'll deep dive into our feelings in our Real Talk segment. Stay tuned because it's about to get real.
What's going on?
Yeah, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
No.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man. Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow. Get a close up with that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to Laker Connections right here on WTOP 10. Turge, Wakefield, we got the past behind us. So into the future canoe where we paddle our way to this week ahead specifically on the Diamond. It's the Diamond Dogs.
Absolutely. So we'll take a look at some Diamond Dogs, and we'll start off on the bigger of the Diamonds, Oswego baseball. As they begin the first leg of a 9-game final stand at home. Oswego continues their SUNY playoff pursuit with a tripleheader this weekend against the Plattsburgh State Cardinals. They'll then play at 3 o'clock on Friday before an 11 and 2 p.m. doubleheader on Saturday. The Lakers aren't done with the North Country yet either. They'll host the Clarkson Golden Knights for an evening doubleheader on Tuesday. Turge, Oswego's comfortably in the playoffs as of now, but how do they make up ground on number 1 Cortland and number 2 Brockport head the rest of the way?
Well, obviously the Lakers right now currently trailing a few, really the powerhouse teams in the SUNY right now. Granted, the Clarkson game won't count, but it was a close battle last year, splitting the series last year against the Golden Knights. But Plattsburgh, this is a series where the Lakers really need to sweep all three. They've won the last 21, and they have not lost at home since 2014. So in Plattsburgh, even worse, 2-8 on the road this year. Feel like it's a must-win for Oswego State going in against the Cardinals.
It's not only a must-win, I feel like it's a must-sweep all three with some comfort. I mean, it feels like you're playing Fredonia or New Paltz here.
I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean, they had no problem dealing with Fredonia or New Paltz. This Oswego team's still pretty good when it comes to the SUNY, but we are not seeing a nationally ranked team like we were last year so far throughout. So Oswego's got to get it done. They got to find something with those younger pitchers. I almost said undergraduate, but they're almost all undergraduates, 4-year school. But they got to find something in those underclassmen pitchers. They struggled last year, but they really didn't need to go there. You know, they were able to rely on Finnegan and Van Fossen for a good chunk of it this year. Really, they've only had Finnegan so far this year, and losing Van Fossen, a huge loss. And the bats, honestly, surprisingly, have been there pretty good. You know, Enos and Tamaro, great, but, you know, everybody else still hitting 300. But, again, it's not the 500 that Enos and Tamaro were hitting halfway in the year.
Not even close. And speaking of 300, Plattsburgh, only one batter batting above 300. I feel like that's a red flag for Oswego State and how they're able to capitalize. It's definitely going to be on the bats and not as much on the pitching.
Red flag for Redbirds.
Red flag for Redbirds. But the softball team also in action this weekend, but taking a nice trip down to the greater Rochester area with the doubleheaders on both Friday and Saturday, facing off against the Geneseo Knights on Friday and the Brockport Golden Eagles the following day. The Lakers, ironically enough, have 9 wins only against each opponent on the road and are both on current losing streaks. Jared, a concerning season for the softball team in the playoffs. They're right on the edge of making it in, but clearly a tough hill to climb, being 2 games behind Potsdam.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough hill, and they've got those tough conference opponents. As we take a look at the standings, the Hawks. Oswego actually played against the Hawks very well in the first of a doubleheader this past weekend. I thought it was a relative success for softball. They were able to play them close and make it a good challenge. DePaul's 7-1. Buff State, the Bengals really good this year, as well as the Cardinals. They played Oneonta fairly well. They handed Oneonta one of their losses in a game that I called with Ryan Joyce earlier this year. So that's a good sign for the Lakers, but they're still out of the playoffs. I mean, they have really struggled. You can see they're there at the bottom of the conference. They played more games than anybody else. Must win against Potsdam to even sniff it, and they need to at least take one against Geneseo or Brockport. Ideally, one from both and try to get a split. You're going to have to pitch Higgins both days and hope Higgins can pitch some shutout ball and the Lakers bats heat up, which honestly, it hasn't been too bad. Hayflitch hitting .319, Higgins .299, but hitting the ball pretty hard at a .403 slugging. They've been going with Ellie Mahoney behind the dish lately so far. We haven't seen a lot of Madison Finney as they've alternated in and out. Finney actually falling out of the qualifying numbers, but she's hit .360 so far this year.
Absolutely. And you look at these 2 teams that Oswego's being able to go against. Geneseo in particular on Friday, coming off of a 3-game win streak and right around the middle of the pack as we saw in the standings there, sitting at 4-4 in the conference. However, they do have the top hitter in the SUNY right now, Brooke Frost, batting .500 perfect on the dot with 21 runs and 35 hits, and that's going to be a tough test for her and the Lakers. But on the other hand, Brockport, Oswego has lost only the last 2, so not too bad of an issue.
Not bad at all.
Well, either way, that's going to do it for the Diamond Dogs. When we come back, it's the Lax Lowdown and the latest on the Laker turf. Coming right up after this.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude, we go on at like 11:30. It's like
no.
What do you mean no?
It's 10:30.
10:30?
Yeah, it's 10:30.
What do you mean it's 10:30?
Hey, don't touch that. That's my ladder.
Hey, man.
Whoa. You know this book was already discounted 10%?
Wow.
Wow.
Get a closer with that one.
Broadcast news.
Look at that.
Can we go back inside? I want to sleep in the studio again.
Welcome back to Laker Connections. It's the Lax Lowdown on WTOP 10. Both lacrosse teams are starting to move in the right direction. Jared, women's lacrosse to the Dragon's Den with our swords and shields.
A whole lot of Dragon's Dens, as they're going to play two teams in the same conference with basically the same name. The SUNY women's lacrosse playoffs are basically set for this year, with all 6 teams that are making it and everybody else already going home well before the season's over. And Oswego and Oneonta just happen to be both in this year's championship chase. Lakers will get the taste of a potential playoff matchup as they face off against the currently 6-seeded Oneonta Red Dragons. Turge, this is a key game for Oswego to put pressure on Cortland and Geneseo to perform as Oswego sits in third behind that pair.
Oswego's looking to host the playoffs for quite some time, and one of the key factors has been how well Sarah Kamide has done in her sophomore year. And this is one of the bigger games for the Lakers, a first-round SUNY final matchup from last year against the Oneonta Red Dragons. Julia Quirk also in that game, 6 goals, just a little bit of just a preview of what was actually in Buffalo State. Quirk getting 6 goals there as well in a 14-12 loss. Overall, very close.
Absolutely, a very close matchup.
Overall, a very close matchup for the women's lacrosse team. But with the season fading away, the Lakers will play their final game of the season against the top team in the conference in the Cortland Red Dragons. Oswego's never beaten Cortland in program history. However, one game separates the teams in the standings. Jared, we've seen this program make strides this season. What's it going to take to get rid of these pesky Dragons?
I don't know. All I'm going to say is that way back on yonder in a Lakers showdown, I said women's lacrosse had the makings for a pretty deep playoff run. I would say being the 3rd seed's a pretty deep playoff run, or at least certainly sets them up for it. Oswego 6-1 overall on the year, only taking that loss to Geneseo, who remains undefeated. One of those teams is going to have to lose at some point, and it could very well be Cortland on their turf sooner rather than later. And Oswego, I think, if Kamide plays well and they win the ground ball battle and they're smart and they can kill clock once they're up, which has pretty much been their MO under Britt Howard this year, they've got a pretty good shot as long as they can keep the game from getting a little bit out of hand like it did in Geneseo and not be a little sloppy like they were against Buffalo State. Even though they won that game, they can make it happen.
Overall, women's lacrosse against Cortland never defeated them. However, last season, Oswego only limited to 4 goals here. That's a big issue going into next week.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some undefeated teams. Oswego and Geneseo are both undefeated so far in 2023. But one of them is going to have to lose on Senior Saturday for men's lacrosse. It's Oswego's final regular home game of the year, regular season home game, and they'll look to claim sole ownership of the top seed in the SUNY. Turge, this is the biggest test of the year for Andrew Daly and his team.
Well, new coach and old coach, as Drew Bizak will come back to town, the previous coach before Sean Eccles, really primary first year for the Lakers last season, but they definitely have a big test. Oswego looking for their first win since 2015 on their home turf. And like you said, the 2 top teams in the SUNY on Saturday, but you got 3 guys to look out for with Marcello, Sullivan, and Atkinson, all with plus 40 points.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. They're a more high-flying team than this Oswego men's lacrosse team, a bit more defensive on their end. Aiden Kenyon is going to have to be on point, or they're going to be in some trouble.
It's going to be a big test for the Lakers against Geneseo, but we're not sure if the SUNY wanted to place Oswego's closest opponent for 2 games on the same day, but the men's lacrosse team will also battle Cortland to wrap the year, much with the same fate as the women's. Very close, but not at the top of the mountain yet. Jared, show me Dragon.
Yeah, I mean,
we're back at it.
I mean, this is exactly, I think, what you want if you're Oswego State as well. I mean, Cortland, how many sports does Cortland have to be good at? They've had a pretty solid men's hockey program, a very good women's hockey program, and it feels like almost every sport we talk about, soccer, lacrosse, baseball, men's hockey, women's hockey, every single sport we talk about with the Cortland Red Dragons, they are very good. They are like one of the top schools in terms of athletic pedigree across the board in the SUNY. They're there all 3 seasons during the academic year that we play sports, and they're going to look for another big one against Oswego.
This is going to be a big game, and I said it last year. The game against Cortland last year, only a 4-goal loss against the Red Dragons here on the home turf, making some steps towards a potential upset for the first time.
Absolutely, and it's time for us to take some little steps. We're going to head into the break, and when we come back, we're stepping right into Lakers Showdown, and Tommy T is going to step right in here when we come back.
Welcome back to Major Discussions.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
Welcome back to Laker Connections, and I don't know about you gentlemen, but it's showdown time!
You did that so late.
For Laker Showdown.
That's a forfeit.
Jared Tallerino. Starting out, we're going on the diamond. With the baseball team. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak, and they have an important 3-game series this weekend. If they lose all 3, there's potential they drop to 5th in the SUNY. Guys, what do they have to do different to stay in 3rd in the division? I'm going to start with Jared. Jared gets the first one.
Well, Tommy, I'm going to keep this really simple because I don't know how else to put this. But when you have one pitcher who qualifies innings-wise below an ERA of 5, that's a problem. That's a serious problem when you have multiple pitchers coming up into a game. And the only one, and the only one you could really trust is Kieran Finnegan. And the last time we saw him, the Cardinals filleted Finnegan up. So the pitching's got to be better. I mean, Finnegan's pitched 42 innings already this year. The next highest has 22, and that's Van Fossen. And his ERA is over 10. So you've got to find somebody to at least maybe get to 3 or 4.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go with the issue that was plaguing them against Ithaca. You gotta be able to run the bases and score. It's pretty simple. You had 15 or so hits against Ithaca. Ithaca had, I want to say, 16 or 17, so only 2 different. But the runs were completely different, and that's why they got 15 runs. Oswego only got 4. You gotta get the more runs to win the actual game itself. I mean, Jared makes a very good point with pitching, but on the other hand, you got to be able to score. Like, you can only rely on your pitchers so much. The bats need to connect, and they need to be able to get runners in scoring position.
You guys both made great points, but, Turge, sometimes, the runs were still there in those games. They were still scoring around 5 runs, a little bit above it. And a wise man once said, you're not aiming for home runs every hit. You get a single sometimes, that'll do. But Jared, the pitching, it's been a problem all year. This is the game to turn around, I think. I got to give it to Jared. I'm sorry.
That's a good point, too.
I will forgive you. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
The men's lacrosse team has a huge game against SUNY Geneseo this Saturday at Laker Turf. These 2 teams sit at the top of the SUNYAC, and the winner would be in first place. Guys, what do the Lakers have to do to snap the 4-game losing streak to Jenny and get to first place in the SUNYAC? Turge, take it away.
I think it's going to be really solely on how you contain this Geneseo defense and offense, and it's going to start with Aiden Kenyon on the back end. He's been pretty solid, but on the other hand, you've got a lot of offense that Geneseo's bringing to the table. I mentioned 3 guys plus 40 points, and that's really an issue. I mean, you look at Oswego, they got Elston, they got Corey O'Connor, they got Max Broadman, but you got to get the offense first before you turn it into defense. You let teams like Plattsburgh in it and have chances. Oneonta on the same halftime also had chances. It's going to start on your defensive end against Drew Bezak.
I'm gonna jump in here. We'll go with Oswego, and I think the key for Oswego has been all year. We look at guys like Corey O'Connor, Gavin Nelson, Aiden Kenyon. Those are the really attractive, the really flashy stat sheet picks. But I'm gonna go with they need guys like Tyler Stevenson and Logan Prescott to perform. They need to win those ground ball battles. They need to win those turnovers because what got them in the trouble against Oneonta and to an extent Plattsburgh was sloppy turnovers and allowing them to kind of just fast break their way up the turf, play a really fast-paced style of offense. And Oswego kind of more precise. They don't rely on hard shots. They rely on screens and setting players and setting screens and picks and all that stuff to make a play work. Those other teams, that's not really how SUNY Lacrosse works. It's a lot of fast-paced, shoot the ball as hard as you possibly can and look to bang a ball off the post and in. So
let it whip.
It's going to be one in the midfield.
I'm going Turge on this one. You guys both made great points, but the offense I think is just going to be, it's got to be muy bueno. Last one, switching over to the women's lacrosse team. Right now, they are 3rd seed in the playoffs with only 2 games left in the season. Next Wednesday, they face Cortland, and with a win, they could get a first-round bye. Guys, how important is this first-round bye for this women's lacrosse team? I'll have you start.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, a first-round bye is massive, and I feel like we're at the point in the year where it's tough. You want to play that first game, but I feel like Oswego could definitely benefit from just a little bit of time off. I mean, they've had a pretty busy schedule in lacrosse terms, playing usually about 2 games a week, give or take, a midweek, and then usually something on Saturday, maybe Sunday or Friday. They could use that break. I mean, Sarah Kamide has played a lion's share of the minutes, 700 minutes, and goaltending, a pretty stressful and pretty active position in lacrosse. You end up being a part of the defense half the time, making passes. Sela Wiley, Lembo, McConnell getting top minutes. Maddie Davis just coming back in the lineup. I'm sure they could all use a little bit of time off, work on tactics, and figure out how they can dissect their opponent.
I'm going to go with consistency, and I really don't think this bye would be very important. The reason why I say this, though, is, Jerry, like you mentioned, every single week it's been a Wednesday and Saturday affair. This week it'll be Wednesday against Cortland, and that first round is that Saturday. So I think it's really going to be going down to consistency. Why change your schedule on your body, on really what the athletes are being able to put in during the week? Great, a little bit of rest is nice, but when you're consistently playing well in the way they're trending, I wouldn't change it.
Confidence is key, Turge, and that first round bye is a little bit of extra swagger.
I'm not going to lie, Jared had that, and then the last statement right there for Turge sold it for the win. You come out of here with another win. Consistency is key. I will say that.
Consistency is
but
key.
Great job tonight to you,
I
too.
appreciate it. You gave it really
An actually very serious Laker showdown.
A very serious, not really as much of a screaming fiasco, and really unbelievable, but nothing crazy. But yeah, overall,
we know our stuff sometimes.
We do know our stuff sometimes, but it'll be an eventful weekend here at the Laker Turf and over at the Diamond, as Laker Athletics is in full swing going into the playoff tilt. From Tommy Talario, Jared Wakefield, I'm Thomas Sturgeon. We'll see you in a few weeks to wrap up the playoffs.
Hey, Chloe, do you know what time it is?
I don't know, but it's getting kind of late. The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna.
Welcome back to the Kinda Late Show.
The show where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
So for today's episode, we're going to have a special guest come later, but for right now, we have to do our recap, of course.
All right, so our recap, we're going to start with spring break. How was your spring break, Anna?
My spring break was a blast. I went to Florida with a few of my friends. We flew down, except our flight, me and my one friend flew down to Florida, and then all of our other friends drove in one car and met us down there. So we're waiting for our flight, and we're just chilling. We were there for a while because we just want to get to the airport early. And then we finally board. Everybody sits down, and then they're like, actually, everybody needs to get off the plane because we need to delay for 3 or 4 hours. And we were like, oh, okay, cool. So we sat in the airport for a little bit, but then an hour later, they were like, LOL, JK, you can get back on the plane now.
Okay.
So that was fine. So we flew down to Florida, and then the issue was everybody that was driving down there wasn't going to get there until 11 o'clock at night, and we got there at 7:30-ish or 6 something. I don't really remember. But we were starving, and we didn't have a car because you can't rent a car until you're 25, which I think is stupid.
I don't understand why that's a thing.
Whatever.
We have a license, please.
Exactly. That's.
Focus my immature.
I hate stupid rules. But besides the point. So we didn't have a car, and there was no food in our little like hotel room villa type thing yet. And we could have gone to like the marketplace at the place that we were at, but I didn't think of that. So what did we do? We Instacarted.
Oh, Instacart.
A box of
Not
Kraft
even
mac and
DoorDash?
cheese, milk, and butter because all we wanted was Kraft mac and cheese. So we Instacarted everything we needed, and then we made mac and cheese. So that was fun. Then we watched the Hunger Games because I have never seen the Hunger Games.
I just don't appreciate
so
the craft.
So I watched the Hunger Games. Why don't you appreciate the craft?
That's not the best mac and cheese.
It is though. It's the only one I will eat.
I like the Andes
because I'm a
ones.
picky eater, as we know.
You do.
Then everybody got there, so that was fun. I'm trying to like think of what we did. We went to Disney Springs. We went shopping.
Cute.
That was fun. We went to Top Golf. That was a lot of fun. And then we went to the beach, which was like an hour and a half away. So we had to like drive really far. And there were a bunch of tolls, which I didn't know they existed because I've never like really driven around Florida. I've only gone to like Disney and Universal.
Yeah.
But wow, there were a lot of tolls on the way to the beach. So that was a time.
That's kind of foul because you're already paying to be in Florida and then they just...
Yeah, and it was like $1.50 every like somewhat miles.
Oh.
We were just like dropping bands.
Yeah.
It was something else. It was really an experience, but it was fun. And I'm tan, so that's really all that matters.
Where were you staying?
In like a hotel in Orlando.
Oh, Orlando. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Disney was right there.
Yeah, but we didn't. We were gonna go to Disney, but then we didn't go to Disney, and then we were gonna go to Universal, and then we didn't go to Universal. So
we'll find more about Disney later.
But,
Anyway.
yeah. What about you, Chloe?
My break, uneventful. It was very uneventful, I will say the least. I had a lot of trouble with the bus systems, so let's set the scene. Okay, I wake up disoriented on a Saturday morning. I look at my phone, text message. Your bus has been canceled. I don't know what to do because the dorms close at 10 a.m. It is like 8:30 right now. I have to get back to the dorms and somehow unpack and find out how I'm gonna get another bus. All the buses are sold out for Saturday. So I'm like, oh my God.
She's mega stranded.
I'm stranded. I have nowhere to stay.
Getting yelled at by RAs.
Yeah, I'm getting yelled at by RAs to go get out of the room because I'm like not finished packing. Well, I was mostly finished packing. I had to get like my face washes and stuff, the things I would use in the morning to pack. And I had like nothing. And I was like, oh my God, it was me and my other suite mate there, like getting ready to leave. I'm so confused on what I'm gonna do because I don't know where to go. I got lucky because my friends at the Bible house were like, you can stay here for the night. And I was like, you're a G. And then she was like, I'll drive you to the bus station the next day. So that was bus cancellation part 1, which was coming home. So I didn't leave until the next Sunday, and my teammate drove me to Syracuse because I was going to take a bus from Oswego to Syracuse and then take a bus from Syracuse to New York City because that's what I normally do. But then so my teammate drove me to Syracuse, and I took a bus from Syracuse to the city on Sunday morning instead. So there we go. Then I went throughout spring break. It was nice. I saw my family. I hung out with some friends. I didn't have a car, so I couldn't do anything. My family still had jobs and school, so I was pretty much alone. My best friend did not have spring break the same week, so I didn't see her at all. I saw like nobody because nobody was there. So I had like my home friends that like commute to college, and then nothing else. And I didn't have a car. I couldn't do anything, but I did see my cats and my dog. My dog was actually really nice to me for once in his life.
That's
actually,
so exciting.
He's nice to me all the time, but he's cuddly, and he's not cuddly normally. So we love him for that. And then the bus station strikes again. Okay, so
This one's funny.
Yeah, it's terrible. I go to New York City for I have like a 7 a.m. bus.
Ew.
I'm on the first bus on Sunday driving back to school. And mid-bus at like 8 a.m., I get a text again. And there was already a delay on the bus, another hour delay. And I was like, oh my God, another one. They canceled my second bus. So I went New York City to Albany and then Albany to Syracuse. So there was 2 buses, there's a little transfer. Second bus gets canceled as I'm on the first bus. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I supposed to do? All the other buses are filled. So
she texted in our group chat. She's like, I'm going to be stranded in Albany
and then
right
I
now.
left
Somebody's got to help me.
I didn't answer them, so I left them questioning, like a good friend I am.
Such
and then,
a good friend.
Yeah, I know. And then I'm in Albany, and I'm texting, or on the way to Albany, I'm texting, like, trying to figure out, like, what I'm supposed to do. There's no buses. The next bus was at, like, 8 p.m., and my parents didn't want me in Albany by myself for, like, 7 hours, 8 hours. And then the buses weren't until the next day again, other than the later one, and then the train was filled. So there was nothing I could do but be stranded in Albany. And then if that got straight, my dad was going to come up, which is just 7 hours for him to drive. So we didn't really have much to do. But my friend is from Saratoga Springs, and I texted her, and I was like, oh my gosh, yo, pick me up. And then I stayed at her house for the night. And then I stayed in Saratoga Springs until, like, overnight with my friend. I got to see her, which was really nice. I love her. I missed her. I haven't seen her in a while. And then she drove me to the bus station the next day. And then here we are.
And then Chloe returned after not telling us what her plan was at all.
And then I'm back. So I did leave them scared. But
yeah,
that's another dilemma for another time if we ever talk about buses again. But we're going to have a vent sesh because me and Anna are both going through something.
We've had a rough few days.
It's been a rough day. One day.
Well, mine was yesterday.
Mine was Monday through Wednesday. We've had trouble with something called parking tickets. These are our daily dilemmas. Anna, you go first.
So, yesterday, I was just like, having a rough morning. And I was just like, I'm really not happy today. I am going to cheer myself up and get Kiyomi later.
Yeah.
Now, Kiyomi's closed on Tuesdays. I forget this every time I want Kiyomi, and I always end up wanting it on a Tuesday. So let's just keep that in the back of our minds. So I'm like all excited for Kiyomi all day. And I had to go to like the Mix for something, and
the Mix, woo.
I was going with my friends, and we stopped at my one friend's house for like a few minutes because we had to drop something off. We ended up going, I pulled in her driveway, and her housemate was like, I have to go to class. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I parked on the street, go in for a few minutes, come back out, 2 tickets on my car. One for parking on the wrong side of the street. Sorry, my bad. I don't live over here. I was there for 2 minutes. And then the other for my registration being expired because I only have my temporary up there because I don't live here. And so my mom has to mail me my new one, and she just hasn't done that yet. So thank you, Kelly, for that. And then I get back in my car after I got the tickets, I go to the Mix, and then I get back in my car, and then it wouldn't start, and it didn't start until like the 3rd time. And then my friend texted me that Kiyomi was closed, and it was just like a really rough day, and that was my day. So now I have to figure out what to do about those tickets.
So now she got 2 parking tickets and no Kiyomi.
Yeah. But I got KQ instead, so it was fine.
Oh, okay. It's fine. My parking tickets, UP has it out for me. Officer 46.
Officer 46.
Officer 46 has it out for me because I work Friday mornings at the Mix. I work at the Mix, guys.
Chloe works at the Mix.
And so I go straight from work to my first class. Otherwise, I'm going to be late. And the thing is, I have a parking pass, but only for West Campus. West Campus is nowhere near the buildings. It would literally take longer to walk than to drive and park in I'm going to park in West Campus. So I park in the resident spot, East Campus, but it's residents. So I'm like, okay. At first I was getting employee tags for parking tickets because I was accidentally parking in the employee section. So I was like, okay, whatever. I got like 1. And then I start parking in the employee one, and then next thing you know, it's wrong area. And I'm like, what? I'm in residence. And then I realized it's East Campus. And I'm like, okay, fine. But I still have work Friday morning. So I'm like, maybe I'll test it because so many other people also do that, and they don't get tickets every time or at all. Like I know many people who have the same parking ticket, stay there for the same amount of time, and all that stuff, and they don't get tickets. So I'm like, let me do the same thing and test my luck. I lose every time. I roll the dice, snake eyes every time because I don't get it.
We get like daily texts in our group chat from Chloe.
Chloe got
Officer 46 gave me another ticket, and I'm like, Chloe, stop parking there.
It's like the thing is, if I don't park there, I'm gonna be late to class.
But that's only Fridays that you work.
Yeah, but sometimes I work other days, and sometimes I'm parked in 45, and I'm like, I might as well just drive to class, and then I get a ticket anyway. They know my car. They see my car, and they're like, she's here again. Ticket. And so what happened was I got one on Monday, and then I got one yesterday for parking in 45 for too long, and then I got one this morning. I got another one this morning for being parked in the wrong area because I went to go move my car because I was like, I'm just going to park here for my first class, and then because I need to move my car from 45. So I was like, let me park here for my first class, and then I'll move it again into
Chloe
a
parks
right
overnight in 45 often.
That's only because I try to do that for work only, and sometimes I don't. But then the ticket blows off my car, and then they give me another one. I got 2 in the same spot. So I'm emailing the people, and I'm going to go talk to them to try to appeal those things because I don't think it's fair at all.
Yeah.
Anyways.
In conclusion, Chloe and I have bad luck with parking, but I think we should move on to a more lighthearted topic, and we will get to that right after this break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it. Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker. Welcome back to the Kinda Late Show.
The show where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
Today we have a very special guest, Erin.
Erin, introduce yourself.
My name's Erin Blank. I'm a cinema and screen studies major, creative writing minor. I am a senior this year, thank goodness. And
okay, foul. It's fine.
I like photography, sports, Disney, horror movies.
You like Disney? I had no idea.
Oh my god, are you for real?
Oh, you know, I just... Things I dislike,
yeah. What's
people.
Oh.
Anywho.
What's me when I get water?
Pet peeves? Not listening.
Oh, see, I don't listen a lot. So do you not like me? Your pet peeve is actually
I
your
didn't
Starbucks
say
job.
that directly.
Anyway. Guys, I actually just gaslit her to come on the show today.
She did. True story.
I did, yeah.
Now that we know a little bit more about Erin, let's really get to know her with these next few questions.
Yeah, we have some fun questions. I really do hope you're scared, though. The first question is, do you think aliens exist?
Am I starting?
Well, yeah. You go first, and then we'll think the same thing.
There's definitely something out there.
I agree with that.
I don't know if
there's
it's
definitely
directly
something going on.
aliens, but there's definitely something.
I feel like aliens is like a broad term. Like it could, I feel like it would determine like the other stuff out there.
Like I feel like definitely not like the little green guys.
No. Yeah, but I think there's definitely something.
something.
Yeah.
That's what I have, because you have to think about this. How big the universe is. You would think that there was nothing?
There's so much
Seriously.
that has
You think
not
that there
been,
is
like,
nothing else here. We're
explored
here.
and uncovered. Ooh. It's like the ocean. The ocean freaks me out because there's so much of the ocean that we just like haven't like. Ooh.
Oh, I don't like to think about the deep ocean. I like the ocean. Just
I
not
like the ocean,
part
but
of
like
it.
once it gets like deep, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's a no-no.
Well, it's just like freaky to think about. But
Do you think aliens think we exist?
I wonder if they're like smart.
Do they think
Like,
that?
do they have like common knowledge? Is that like a thing?
I'm sure they
Are
just
we
spy
even
on
real?
us.
It's actually just a simulation. This
They're
entire
definitely
thing.
like so much smarter than us and like watch us live our lives and they're like, you're stupid.
They watch us like a reality TV show.
Oh my god, that'd be kind of funny. But enough about aliens before I freak myself out a little bit. Next question.
So if tomatoes were a fruit, well, they are a fruit. Does that make ketchup a smoothie?
Because it's got like the sugar. What you put like sugar? Isn't there sugar in ketchup or something like that?
I don't know.
You
I don't,
can
I
get
don't
it without
appreciate
sugar.
The existence
So
of
there is sugar in it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I almost sounded stupid.
I'm
there.
a ketchup hater.
Almost was dumb. I like ketchup sometimes. I'm not a ketchup hater, but I'm not. But I think you won't drink ketchup straight up. I mean, there's definitely people that do.
There definitely
There's
is. But I
definitely
feel
someone.
like ketchup, like is it blended like how smoothies are blended, or is it just?
Well,
like,
how are you making ketchup? Is the question. What do you like? Mash it until it's ketchup, or is there like?
You know, I really
What-
wish
what-
I knew. We
what
should
is
have
the pro-
Googled this.
What's the process of ketchup making?
What is that? Over break, I'm looking up how you make ketchup because now I'm curious.
Yeah, because I feel like that also determines on if it's a smoothie or not. But it's also like you wouldn't use smoothie as like a condiment.
True.
You know.
Well,
Because wouldn't that make mayo? No, because mayo is literally eggs. Because I was like, oh wait, yeah, like mash the eggs up, but eggs are just not literally a fruit.
anyway.
It's okay anyway. Next question, and this is like a really opinionated one. If someone smelled terrible, would you tell them? And if so, how would you go about it?
I actually have a story about this, a really traumatic story about this, and it was a really
I
rough day.
honestly-
I have a traumatic story as well.
I'm gonna be so straight up, and you guys can't hate me for this. I would not tell them, but I would definitely tell somebody else after.
See,
I would have been, yo, that person was rank.
I was at this like little like 3-day conference thing with my school, and there was like a dance at the end of it, And it was at this like hotel, and our rooms were like way over here, and the place where the dance was like way over there. That's important, I promise. And we're all like dancing, having a good time in our nice little dresses. And my guy friend, looks at me and goes, Anna, you might want to go grab some more deodorant. And I was like, and then I like just like left, and all of like my girlfriends that were standing there, they're like, why would you say that to her? Like, if anything, say it to one of us, and then we like, that's like a girl to girl thing. Like, you don't say that. And it traumatized me, and
I would be traumatized.
And then he came to my room after, and he's like, I'm so sorry, and I was like, no. I was like, I'm not doing
it was trying to be nice, but like that kind of hurts. What do you think? Would you tell somebody?
No, because my story, I did not tell the girl, but everyone, we were staying in a hotel room. The one girl smelled bad. I was sick, so I couldn't smell anything. The other two girls, they said, we can't stand the smell. So they hopped in another girl's hotel room, and I had to stay in this poor room with the girl. So then when she woke up, she's like, where'd they go? And I'm like, they went to go get breakfast.
Yeah. We just all have that one kid that you know smells, but you don't say anything. But moving on. This is making me insecure.
How would you handcuff a one-armed man?
When I was looking up these questions before, I was talking to Dom, and Dom Perone, bestie.
I met a man with no arms once.
Really?
He came into Dairy Queen, and I didn't know how to give him his ice cream.
No.
It was really weird experience.
He said to the belt. Handcuff them to the belt.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes the most sense, but I feel like it's a funny thing.
That does make sense.
What about someone with no hands? How do you handcuff someone with no hands?
Their arm.
Yeah, but you just...
I don't really know.
Yeah.
It's probably, I don't know.
Would you use zip ties at that point?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, but what is that still like? I feel that's
but
so
if you
easy
do
to
it so tight.
It depends on like what kind of handless you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you like nub handless? Are you like how?
Anyway, I feel like that's enough of that one.
Last question. Describe the color yellow to a blind person.
I don't think I could. I genuinely don't think I would know what to say.
Like, because you'd want to say, like, when you close your eyes and look up at the sun, but they're not looking up at the sun.
Right?
Feel the warmth.
Warm, I feel like
warm. Bright.
Yeah.
Sometimes
bright.
really ugly.
Depends on like what
Just
kind of
depends on the yellow.
Like is it mustard
Like,
yellow? Is it?
I'm gonna be so honest.
Don't do Stitch like that.
I would not want this color yellow as like a shirt.
Don't do Stitch
But
like that.
But it's cute. It's cute though.
How dare you?
Right.
Well, anyways,
yeah, no, I really don't think I would know how to like explain yellow to a person who cannot see.
Right.
You know what? Well,
and is blind.
Do you think do you think bald people get dandruff? That's the next question.
I feel like depends on if they take care of their scalp.
Because it's scalp like
if you get if you're
pieces,
bald and you get sunburn on your scalp and then your scalp.
Oh yeah,
I used to get bad dandruff when I was a kid. I had to use Head and Shoulders. I was a Head and Shoulders kid. But now I don't have dandruff, so we're chill.
I got lice a lot when I was a kid.
So did I! I got lice like 3 times. I had to stop being a softball catcher because I had lice. I told that story once.
I never had
judged
lice.
in kindergarten for having lice. You never had lice?
Knock on wood.
Really? Nah. We had the special shampoo. We had the special shampoo in our shower. They knew.
Yeah. No, me having lice almost 20 years ago is gonna come back right now and give you lice.
I'll give you the sweatshirt that I wore when I was 8 and had lice, just so you can get lice.
I'm good.
It was actually in the cubby of another kid who had lice, and that's how I got lice.
Oh,
because there was another kid in my grade that was known for lice, and then
he was known for lice.
He was known for lice in 3rd grade.
Imagine being known for having lice.
Because he had longer hair, and it was always kind of crusty. Rest in peace, brother.
That's tragic.
Sorry, but it's okay. Back to the dandruff question. Do you think that they could? But is it you're constantly getting water to the?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how well you take care of your bald scalp. You know.
Yeah. Scalp care.
Scalp care.
Is there something special for bald people to get rid of scalp? To get rid of dandruff? Get rid of the scalp, actually. They scalp them. What would be, I don't even know. But anyways, that's too much thinking.
That's enough for now.
So that's enough questions. After this break, we are going to get into a little more fun. So we'll see you then.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on?
Yeah,
Yes, get him back. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Welcome back to the Kinda Late Show.
The show where we talk about anything and everything going on in our lives and yours.
So today we are doing a segment that we stole straight from Off the Clock.
Yeah, we're gonna take some BuzzFeed quizzes, and they're gonna be about Disney. As said before, Erin is a big Disney fan, so we'll talk a little bit about that while we take the quiz, because she did spend a whole semester working for Disney.
Yeah.
Now, but throwing back to what we were talking about right before the break, the ketchup is a smoothie. From what we saw from that short,
we watched a little video about the making of ketchup, and I feel like the answer is no, it's not.
It looked like a powder, so the fact that they had to do something to make that a powder just did not sit right with me to be a smoothie. So
yeah,
condiment it is.
Conclusion: ketchup is not a smoothie.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to our TED Talk on ketchup.
Yes. So the first one we're doing is, which Disney villain are you? Now, how do they handle Disney villains in Disney? Working there from a working perspective.
Honestly, there's a mixed crowd. A lot of people do love villains because they talk about possibly having their own villain land.
Ooh.
And a bunch of people got so excited for it. So,
I would have so much fun at a villain land.
Right?
That would be so much fun.
I've already come up with so many ride ideas that I want to be Imagineers.
What's your top one that you've come up with?
Hades boat ride.
Ooh.
See,
would it be like a Pirates of the Caribbean kind
of, but the water would be green, the souls and all that.
That'd be cool.
And then I would think you're battling Hades in a sense, but then Hercules comes in.
Of course, as he does.
See, I like Maleficent.
Oh, you're answering.
Oh yeah, I'm answering. The first one was what's your greatest quality? And I said being manipulative.
Oh, I'm saying the
same thing. Because I'm thinking gaslight, girl.
Gaslight, gatekeep.
Girl boss, for real. I love
gaslighting. What's your ideal lair?
I said a castle on top of the mountain. I feel like that's so fun. You look up and you're like, oh my gosh.
I was gonna say a castle deep in the woods, but I feel like I'd get freaked out by the woods too quick.
Yeah, because I think there'd be something more evil than me.
Yeah, I'm
gonna get mauled by cocaine.
But I would get lonely on top of the mountain too. I'm gonna do a palace in a kingdom. I feel like that's I get really bad FOMO. I would need to be surrounded by people. I would not be able to live on
the villains are having a party again and I didn't get invited.
Oh no, what
I feel like that'd be the kind of villain I would be. It would be like Maleficent, she didn't get invited to the party, and that was her whole big issue. That would be
for
me.
real though. She's
I'd be seeing all the villagers
having,
and same with the Grinch. Sorry, I love the Grinch, but he was just upset at the Who's for being all fun together, and he wasn't a part of it. And then at the end of the movie, not to spoil the Grinch if you haven't seen the Grinch, but they're all happy and singing together, and he's I want to be happy and sing with them, and then he goes and sings with them. I love the Grinch, but I feel like that would be the kind of villain I would be.
Ooh, my preferred sidekick. Oh, I want someone funny.
So much cheaper.
Oh, this is tough. We have to focus, guys.
Yeah, I keep distracting myself.
I don't know what kind of sidekick I'd want. Insane?
No.
Yo, that'd be kind of fun, though.
I went with wisecracking.
I went Sly.
Yeah, you love this. The what's it called?
Iago, the bird from.
No, not Iago. I'm not thinking of a specific person. The comedy relief character. What is the best motivation to be evil?
Out of jealousy.
Revenge, bro. I love being petty.
Ooh, spite's a good one too.
Actually,
though.
I don't love being petty, Mom.
To obtain
I lied.
power, everybody loves a little power.
You know, spite.
What's the best accessory a villain could have?
A cauldron.
Staff, though? You walking around with a staff?
I like the long
I don't like the
robes.
staffs because I feel like then you're just like, oh, I'm old, I need this to walk.
But if it's cool looking, then you got like the little spice factor of it. But I think I'm gonna do crystal ball because I
Are you
want to like
calling
see the
Maleficent
future.
old?
Like kinda.
I'm doing crystal ball because that has
Like,
actual
isn't she
powers.
though?
No.
Oh.
I want to
I'm
put
going with
curses
the
on
cauldron
people.
because I used to like.
Oh
make
wait,
little
they say
potions.
spells, being able to use magic spells. I want to be a witch, bro.
You want to be a witch?
My power color, red.
Wait.
Weapon of choice.
Which one of these powers is the best?
I want to
Magic.
hypnotize people. Get people to do what I want.
Which of these do you hate the most? True love.
I want to put curses on people.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm so lost.
Purple.
Not being included. They literally have FOMO as an answer.
There it is.
What's your weapon of choice?
I'm gonna do.
Hey, you're speeding through these, Chloe. Like, Erin and I are still talking about our weapons.
Because we got 2 minutes left. We need to get them our
Okay.
answers.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me
What's
focus.
the best way to get back at
Magic,
your
of
enemies?
course.
Put a curse on them.
Chloe,
Emotionally
you're-
manipulate them.
Um,
This is so fun. Oh my god.
What is the best way to get back at your enemies? Definitely putting a curse on
embarrassing them.
Killing them.
Emotionally manipulating them.
Emotionally manipulating one of their loved ones.
I like that one better, honestly.
I'm just doing them because why hurt someone else when you could just hurt them instead?
Because hurting someone else hurts somebody for fun and also hurts them.
Yeah, but
Did
sometimes
you not watch
gotta
Hunger
be,
Games?
But the best kind of villains are the ones with the soft spot. Okay. Your biggest fear.
Being left out. Oh, my results are
Someone being better
calculated.
So.
Oh, and I got Maleficent. Who saw that one coming?
Oh.
At least she's like cool. I
Losing your
guess.
power over others.
I'm Ursula.
I also got Ursula.
I love Ursula.
Look at us.
We do. But
We pity any poor unfortunate soul that messes with you.
ooh.
Oh.
Let's. Yeah.
Well, now that we know what villains we are, maybe we can start taking after them somehow.
Oh, that'd
But
be so much
we
fun.
are unfortunately running out of time.
We are. But thank you guys for tuning in and watching us.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram at WTOP Kinda Late, and from there you can follow us on all of our other social media platforms.
And Erin, do you have any socials you would like to plug at the moment?
Yeah, plug.
Erin Blank Photos. That's my photography account.
She takes so many amazing pictures of us. Definitely check her
She
out.
really does good, and it's always funny. Unfortunately, she can't even take photos for us today because
She
she's
was
here
busy being
on.
our guest.
She is busy. We almost didn't have her today, but I'm so
But
happy
we
that
did,
you
and
showed
that's all
up.
that matters.
Yep.
With all of her Disney apparel and trinkets.
Yeah, look how
Yes.
cute.
But make sure you tune in every other Wednesday at 9:30 for more of
The Kinda Late Show. I hope you enjoy.
Can you believe it? It's finally here.
I know, the hour-long The Break season finale. Let's go! Woo! Tonight, it's the fall finale. We're taking a look back at all the fun we've had all semester. And Justin Dickerson is here to tell us all about Sophie, and he's showing off his cooking skills. Plus, we'll learn what our crew really thinks about us right now.
From the Al Roker Studio and the Murano Campus Center, this is The Break with Scott Brubaker and Kate Donahue. It all starts in 3, 2, 1.
Oh shoot, Kate, even the last episode I forget to hit your chair for you. I know, but it's still polite of me. Okay.
Thanks, Scott.
Guys, so welcome to the season finale of The Break. We're actually doing something new this episode. We have like almost nothing in the prompter.
Yeah, we're
actually that's a
LARPing.
lie.
We're LARPing.
At the beginning of the show, we have nothing in the prompter. Then it gets really scripted. Let's start real fast before we do a weekend recap. We have Christmas gifts for each other.
Oh.
Can I pull them out? So I got you your favorite candy, pretzel M&Ms, and a little card.
I got Scott a Minion mug.
It's cute.
And some gum.